people see how the military actually works.
Oh, yo! Oh, hold on. But it's only this wide, too.
You're like, it's so smooth and lovely.
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was a good one. In sync.
Hi, everyone.
We haven't clapped in like 8 episodes.
Jesus.
Because now it doesn't.
Is your tinnitus going off?
I love it's not needed anymore to clap. It's like, oh yeah, everything's
it's
automatic.
tradition.
That military grade hearing loss. There we go.
Yeah, I know. Mine are ringing too. Don't worry. I did it to myself. Okay, now you're just being rude. You're being disrespectful to our guests' ears.
Hyping everything up.
Stop staring at the. I don't like when you stare at the camera too long. Because I see it now. Like when it comes out, like and I'm looking at it and I'm doing stuff. I just have you like going, just eyeballing. I'm like, hi everyone. I just realized I was staring at you and not the camera, so the effect's not even the set.
Here, we'll do it again. Here we go. All right.
Hey, what's up, my man?
No.
He's racially ambiguous and Baddie. That guy's fucking ridiculous and we don't know. Best not to ask yourself why. But my friend, you've arrived. Welcome to Unsubscribe.
Welcome to the Unsubscribe Podcast. As always, we have Eli doubled up by somebody streaming our beautiful, powerful, strong, super fucking bald guest, Habitual Linecrosser.
I'm the next step in evolution. I'm immune to dandruff. That's what it is.
Shit.
Not me.
Oh, no.
I have bread. I'm gonna get dandruff.
Bro, thick hair. Thick hair problems.
Yeah, it's also just gluten.
I grew through it. It's
Gluten will
tree
give
line.
you
That's what it is.
a
I'm
whole
just too
bunch of
tall.
dandruff. I can tell you
What?
when I have.
Gluten gives you dandruff?
Oh yeah, really bad. If you have gluten in the because you will have I forget why. That's why if I have bread and then drink beer, I know because I have like the next day I can take off my skull cap of dandruff and just like disgusting. You touch it, it breaks apart in the sink. You're like,
I did not like.
oh yeah, it's really bad.
This explains why after a night of drinking, I'm like, oh yes.
Yeah, that is literally why. Especially if you have a gluten intolerance, it's fucking.
Eli, how's your gluten intolerance been
Fucking
lately?
great. My dairy intolerance, my gluten intolerance, my IBS. I just.
You know, this
Think
is
it's from the burn pits?
we just sharing everything here now.
Yeah, it's definitely from the burn pits.
Just blame it on the burn pits. That's all it is.
Blame
Anytime.
every. Well, so actually, with the burn pit story, is the one when it first came out is that soldier standing in front of the burn pits, and the Times did the U.S. soldiers burn pits. It's my buddy's stories from my company. So it's the front image on the Times is my buddy in my company. So I was like, well, at least they can't argue that we weren't part of the burn pits. Like, period.
So when we were there, when that story came out, I was living at this place called the Strong Point in Malajad, Afghan. It was an Afghan dude's house we lived in for 7 months. And I was reading it while stirring our burn pit. I was like, that's interesting. No more burn pits. That's wild. And I just tossed in after I was done. I was like, that's crazy.
Like, you're still active duty.
We've had a lot of active duty guys on lately. This is weird.
Yeah.
Y'all are weird. How long you been in?
January will be 15 years.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I am 33. I know I look 50.
I'm 33.
I age like milk. It's not the years, it's the mileage. I got all off-road miles.
I'm glad I got out for 6. I'd look like this is what I would look like. I wouldn't have any hair. My beard, depression.
It's bad. Yeah,
I'd still be smoking.
spicy nostalgia. That's
Dude,
what
One Punch. Well, it's like because your friends were on last week.
Yep.
They were hanging out right before.
Yeah, right
the week before.
Y'all did a meetup at Fort Hood?
Or Fort Sill.
Sill.
And then we went over to One Punch Dad's house, and I drank way too much that damn night.
No such thing.
Oh man, I was
Nothing like a cool time. Like, bro, you want to hang out at Fort Seal and drink? No, I don't. That sounds absolutely horrendous. You guys are like, fuck yeah. High five.
Anime freeze frame. They did not have a good time.
well, Mandatory Fun Day like set it up. He's like, hey, we'll go to the Patriot Club. It's like it used to be the NCO club there on Fort Sill. And they were having like something called like Fires Days or something because it's the Fire Center of Excellence. And we didn't know. And like all 3 of us showed up and a bunch of people showed up to see all 3 of us. And like the Garrison CSM came out and was like, hey, thanks for supporting. And we're just like, I have no idea. Like we had no clue that it was happening.
We're just fucked up.
That's why we were there. Yeah, it was a little awkward. We were like, oh, well, hey, support the post. That's what we'll do. Yeah.
It's such a weird time watching this like new because everyone has their different stories. But watching this, the change of the military and being like, oh, we're going to do social media now. And then because that was a big no-no. It's like cameras, all that shit.
Woo. I mean, we talked about it last time. Like, I have like 5 photos of me
Yeah.
in doing anything military related. and 2 of them are like group photos. And then it's like one where I got in trouble for taking a photo. Another one, I think nobody was around. Like that, like I couldn't take, we weren't supposed to do that. That wasn't just like a not cool thing.
I was always the weird guy that like had the digital camera. Like I had a little Pelican case I would clip to me. So like I got pictures from Afghanistan, from UAE, from Korea, like all the places I've been. I have a ton of pictures. And like when, in the moment, it always, you seem like a weirdo when you do it.
Yeah.
But then like 10, 15 years later, I talked to my buddies I was in Afghanistan with, and I took like a terabyte almost of photos, and I uploaded all of them to a drive. I was like, here you guys go. And they were so happy to have them.
I'm sure
like,
they
man,
were.
I haven't seen these in forever. I forgot about that.
That's some hindsight shit. Like I wish I had photos of just me doing all the dumb shit with the scouts and the snipers back then. But like, fuck, man. Like,
It was back in the day where like no one had.
you had to have a digital camera.
Yeah.
And most of those,
Your
especially in my
phones-
time,
okay.
guess
I guess
what?
our phones
2007,
weren't that bad, but-
not a whole bunch of digital cameras around at this time.
Wind up.
Yeah.
Or wait, did you still have that little birdhouse with the guy underneath the sheet?
Yeah,
with
at
the
that
pink?
time, that's
Yeah,
what we did. A horse would be living with it. They'd be like, freeze. And I'd be like, I'm like,
Don't
oh, shit,
move,
we did,
don't
yeah.
move.
And
You planked.
yeah, 8 hours, you're like, so the dead people show up real nice.
Don't worry, we'll get these back to you in 6 months to a year once they get rendered or whatever they had back then.
So they had, I remember, so God bless your soul, little Sofa Rat. And I think I've told it before, but one of the best videos is Sofa during a fucking, that was it third squad, I think, was getting ambushed. And Sofa's setting up the camera when an ambush is on their building. She's like, oh, shit. Oh my God. Oh, shit. He puts the camera down. And it's like, you just hear like, go. Like, it's a full-on gun exchange. And you hear his little Asian accent, like fucking running. And then it's like, Ross is like, get it. He's like downstairs. He's like, I can't come up. They're shooting at the stairs. It's like, fucking Sofa, go upstairs. And you're hearing all this like gunfight. And he's trying to can't go
Like
up the
cracks and
stairs
shit all over the
because
place,
there's
yeah.
a window. It's like guns just fucking melting, rounds just hitting the show. Then he's like, okay, I'm coming. That puts the camera down. He repositions it in the gunfight. He's like, and you're like, what?
That's some fucking male 11 Bravo mentality. It's like, do I look cool?
Let me roll up my sleeve and flex a little bit while
Suck
I'm
it
shooting.
in, flex.
Almost dying.
Return fire! The whole time is.
It's the same dude that was afraid of ghosts when he had a 249,
Oh, yeah.
and we were sitting in a house because it was dark, and he made me come downstairs because he was afraid a ghost might get him. I'm like, bro, you have a saw aimed at the front door. I'm pretty sure you're fine, but a ghost is scarier. It's like, yes, it is. And the saw can't do anything. So I
don't know what to do for it.
Fuck either way, brother.
We had. I have a video somewhere. I think it's in that drive that I uploaded. So we got had some bad stuff happen. We got a strike package from the Navy. It took us a couple days to get it. It was 2 F-18s with 3 500-pounders. And I videotaped all 3 drops. First one came in, second one came in because it was 2 different birds, and then the third one took a little while. So I cut the video. New video. There's like all this haze and stuff from all the debris and everything. Cool. But he came in right over top of us, and it was a time charge. So when it hit, it blew out in our direction, and we were like 600 yards away. And I have this video, and I showed it to my mom, and I really should. Mom, I'm sorry that I showed this to you.
She's
I
not going
really-
to watch this.
Yeah,
Don't watch this. Don't tell your mom you came on here. Every time people get disappointed, I promise. It's not good.
Like it blew out, and you hear in the background, you hear someone, was that the same spot? And then you start hearing rubble hit the ground as it's getting closer, and you just hear someone in the back yell, just get down, and everybody ducks on camera. And then it stops, and everyone starts laughing, and she was like, why is that funny? I was like, because we were fine. That's why it was funny.
It's funny when everything works out.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting shot. We have my sister. I remember I was on guard duty out on at the Cobb, and we had 4 corners, and then we had bulletproof glass at this time, and we just pull security. We do 2-hour rotations. I was up in me and I don't know, Ennis or someone, and I'm talking to Chas, and then she hears gunfire. I'm like, God damn it! And I I shut the phone off, and it's like it's just a quick engagement, and then like 10 minutes later. Like I call her back. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm back. And she's like, don't call me if you're like, she's like, do you know how much that sucks? You're getting shot at and I just hear you getting shot and you hear goddamn and the phone goes out. I was like, I'll just not call you from now on. You're right. That's probably not a good thing.
That was my bad. No, you're right.
It's on me.
That's the worst 10 minutes of their life.
Oops.
The Army, I got hurt. It was also when they called, they didn't explain. I got fucking hit, and then it was a bad day, like a very bad day. It was just firefights, 10-hour, 8-hour, whatever. We lost 2 dudes. Fucking terrible day. And then 4 got sent home because a mortar back in. So it was like fucking everything kicked off. That was mission 2 in Iraq.
Jesus.
So we lost like 2 KIA and then 4 sent back home. I got shot that day and the leg just ricochet. And then fast forward, I didn't realize what the military did. God bless your souls. Is they called my sister and they're like, "Is this Mrs. Cuevas?" It's like, "Yeah, her Rodriguez." It's like, "Yes, your brother has been wounded." She's like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" "We don't know."
Oh God, no.
So they called. The government's like, well, let's not get all the facts first. Hey, we don't know what's going on.
Just let him know something's fucked.
He was in war and something bad happened. Okay.
Have a nice day.
And it was in the middle of the night. So she's like,
What do I do with
I
this?
don't know they do this. So like, I just go through my day and I call her the next day. And she's like, oh my fucking God. She's like, the army called, they did this. And then it was just fucking a nightmare, all that. Because I'm calling them like, hey, what's up? And they're like, thank God you're. I was like, what? I was like, they called you? What? Why did they call you? Like, I didn't even know they were calling people. It's a fucking whole shit show. Like, instantly.
The Army does some things really good and other things not so good. Yeah. Just.
There's a lot of things not so good.
Many things. Not so good. Well, it's not just.
We don't highlight all those things. Just
we shouldn't talk about the things the Army doesn't do good. That's another 2 episodes.
Yeah.
What the Army does good. College.
No, I didn't get any of that.
oh.
They don't pay for your. Will they pay for it?
No.
If you go?
No.
Why?
Because I didn't deploy. If you don't deploy, you don't get those benefits. You get like 10%, 20%.
Oh, because you were in active reserve.
Oh.
I forgot about that rule.
National Guard.
Oh, Guard is y'all. The rules for Guard are weird. I have friends who are active for Guard,
Which is even more focused.
Like,
I was actually active in the Guard.
you were active Guard, so you like went to work every single day in the Army. Like,
And they didn't pay.
not over the entire 6 years, but for like I'd say 3 out of my 6 years, I was active.
Yeah, if you
just
went to
on orders.
schools and everything, like that's what's crazy is like
Nope.
time spent
Without a deployment, it literally has to be like a deployment. Without that, you get a percentage. Like even I'm pretty sure I could be fucking wrong here, but I remember hearing stories about some of the guys coming back from because I joined in 09, 2010, which was a deployment year, so I was on rear det while the guys were gone.
Yeah,
they came back and some of them still didn't get 100% coverage. Bro, Army.
Oh shit! Real quick, because fucking Goofier said this. Fucking Americans did create the bidet.
the debate.
The
bidet?
The bidet.
The DB?
Dude, as a guy, Dr. Bidet, he was in the 1960s, an American created it. It is a French word. It was created by an American for what everyone knows.
Why? Where did that come from?
I got a text today because it came up in today's podcast, and like, hey, actually, the bidet was created in 1960s in America.
Yeah. On the asterisks we're adding to the podcast today, I was wrong about so much shit about Ahsoka, and I got called out so bad about most of it. I was drunk. I'm a ginger. What do you want from me? Okay, I'm wrong. I like Star Wars because of the pretty flashy lights. Leave me the fuck alone.
I don't. That is one fan base. Dude, fucking space priest. I ain't fucking.
Someone asked me, someone who'd never seen Star Wars before, and I'm not.
Did you slap them after?
I'm not like real into Star Wars. I watched the movies, and I've seen part of the Clone Wars, and I watched The Mandalorian, and I watched like some of the spinoffs.
I'm liking you a lot less now.
Haven't seen Ahsoka, right? But like someone asked me, like, where do I start with Star Wars? And that is still messing me up to this day.
4, 5, 6.
I have no idea where to start.
1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
But then there's like the books
all
and
of them.
No, you skip the books. You watch the movies and you just have fun with it. If you got real time, you watch the Clone Wars. That's it.
I would say 4, 5, 6 Clone Wars.
No, 1, 2, 3 is amazing. It is.
Whoa! Now I'm
garbage.
feeling a different kind of way about you.
It's a garbage. You like 1, 2, and 3?
I love 1. One is probably my favorite.
Phantom Menace is still my favorite.
Phantom Menace?
Yes.
Yep.
It's so good. I mean, you got everything. You got obviously, space wizards. You got freaking pod racing. You got lightsaber battles. You got the first time you saw a double-sided lightsaber, episode 1.
Darth Maul's. I still get chills thinking about the time he goes, poof, and then there's like a second, and all of a sudden, poof, I'm like, oh, my dick just did that.
So pod races Darth Maul.
Yeah.
So you've described fucking 10 minutes
You
of
have
the movie.
Liam Neeson's from Tooken.
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar played a vital. Okay, I can't even.
He
lie
was a
about that.
comedic
He
role.
was-
What do you
he
want?
was- Yeah, it was a comedic
C-3PO
role.
exists. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then not fucking taking up a majority. You guys described 10 minutes of why it's cool. And now I need the other hour and 50 minutes of why it's cool.
I mean,
Let me get some notes. I'll get back.
You're
to
wrong.
it.
No, you're wrong.
It's
Fuck
like-
you. It's good. It's good.
You can-
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck all y'all. Eli, I cannot wait for my HelloFresh to get here.
What is HelloFresh?
With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients.
And seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep.
Skips the trip to the grocery store.
And count on HelloFresh to make cooking easy, fun, and affordable.
That's why it's America's #1 meal kit.
Number one.
This fall, you've got places to be, and standing in the checkout line isn't one of them. Leave the meal planning and grocery shopping to HelloFresh.
You know why I love HelloFresh? Because I freaking hate grocery shopping. I hate it. I despise going to the grocery store and waiting in line and doing anything like that. But when it's at my doorstep, I'm a happy camper.
Let HelloFresh get the groceries and save you some cash with pre-portioned meals delivered right to your door.
Baddie, how easy was HelloFresh?
Well, an idiot like me could even do it. It comes in a box ready to go, everything portioned out with instructions. You just cook. Go to HelloFresh.com/50unsubscribe and use code 50unsubscribe for 50% off plus free shipping.
Wait, you get 50% off and free shipping?
It's awesome. HelloFresh.com/50unsubscribe.
No one could kill a Jedi. That little kid, fucking worst actor in the goddamn world.
Okay, no, he's a child.
Yeah, so was Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, how'd that work out? That is a terrible example.
I would
But he
not
was a
use that one.
fantastic actor.
Oh yeah, you're
sure
lucky.
he got
There's like
drugs.
3 good child actors, and only one of them turned out to be a decent adult.
Elijah Wood.
That's what I'm talking. Literally,
Yeah, see?
the bad Son, great movie.
And both of those, I know, dude. But that's when you can see Macaulay Culkin as a like how good of an actor that kid was.
He was.
I don't think I've seen The Bad Side.
Oh, the
Or no, is it the bad son or the
good son.
the good son? There it is. Sorry,
I don't think I've seen it.
Elijah
Is
Wood
that
and
the-
Macaulay. It's one of those two.
Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin as a kid. It was the good son, and it was when Macaulay Culkin was an evil, like
He was a
fucking
demented,
psychopath.
like a sociopath kid.
Oh, okay, I was like the only. I like thinking back that far. The only one is like when Macaulay Culkin. I can't remember the name of the movie. He got stung by a bee and died.
Stung by being died.
fucking
Don't hit our guests.
Oh, yeah.
no, I know what he's talking about.
I can't remember the name of the movie, but like I know that happened in it. I haven't seen it in years.
Stand By Me.
That might be it. I can't.
It was
remember.
with the girl too, because
Yeah,
he gets stung
yeah,
by bees.
yeah, like
and
they
then
have their
it's like,
first kiss, and then he
"Dude,
gets stung."
Jesus
Yeah.
glasses. I can tell you the funeral.
Yes.
Okay, you know what's another? Okay, we're getting sad today.
I'm like, hey.
Prince of Terabithia.
I read the book, didn't see the movie.
Don't. It's sad.
Oh, it's the same
it
thing.
hurts. I
Same
can't remember.
thing.
It's two. They're 2 child actors. They're famous now. One of them, they did wonderful.
What is it called?
Bridge of Terabithia.
Oh
Bridge
yes,
to
yes,
Terabithia.
yes, yes.
Very sad.
Oh fuck, but yes.
There's the little boat down the river.
the Zach and Cody. Those 2 kid actors, they fucking.
I'm pretty sure they're pretty terrible, right? Isn't one of them?
No, both of them are really good. Like that's the one. Those are the 2 that everyone's like, oh, it's
Zach
Hollywood.
and Cody,
The twins,
like Disney Channel fucking kids.
yeah, the hotel. So
Yeah,
they didn't get in
yeah.
any trouble. They're like, wait, how these kids didn't get in any trouble? If I remember
yeah,
right.
now the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. It took me a minute. You're like Zach and Cody. I was
Those
like, man,
kids,
I'm
I
drawing a
think,
complete
like
blank.
stayed relatively really good. But one thing, anyone worked with them, they're like, it was crazy because you have these kid actors that were extremely good at remembering every line. Like they would know their own, and then
I remember hearing about
else's
that.
line.
Yeah,
they would correct people if they got their lines wrong.
That's just kick a little kid. Get the fuck away from me, man.
Yeah, apparently they like some kid actors just make it weird when you have good parenting done.
Yeah, it's
not
wild.
like shilling your child for fucking schmeckles. You're like, come on, little kid, act,
No, they're doing.
Dance.
I don't see any scandals.
dance, kid.
How did we get to the Disney Plus, Disney Channel,
Star Wars one.
Disney Kids from
Star Wars
goddamn Eli getting a Purple Heart?
Yeah.
Star Wars 1, Purple Heart. My story of becoming a Sith Lord. I ain't gonna be no Jedi.
I think I would suck at both sides. I'd probably be like that
great.
guy who like,
Agree.
your Jedi mind take don't work on me. That's probably what I'd be. Big old fucking nose, just owning people. I'm sorry, that came
You'd
out
be
weird.
Watto.
Yeah, there you
You'd be
go.
Watto.
Oh yeah, the fucking.
I have
the
his
hawker.
little chance cubes at my house and a little dice pack. I'm not gonna lie, I do.
Oh, fucking.
In case I ever need to try to win a slave.
Let me tell you, I'm just gonna have a drink.
Baddie's like,
I didn't know that's where this was
Maybe
going to go.
that.
A small white child. No, it's not any better.
No,
It's not gonna get any
there's no way to
better.
say
He
it.
was a Jedi.
No, it just never gets better.
He didn't have a father. What do you want from me? I'm trying to.
Those are the best Slayers.
Just kidding.
Star Wars Anakin.
I won him in a dice roll.
Okay, Qui-Gon Jinn was gambling for kids. We love him.
He used the Force though. He was like, "That's mine." See, that was a space pope. He was like, "I need that
Space
little.
pimp.
I need that little kid."
Oh, no space pope. Yes, man.
Because they don't. Do
Space
Jedi's don't?
Catholicism.
They don't sleep with. You can't get married. You can't sleep around.
Wow.
But like every Jedi breaks that rule.
All of them broke that
All of
rule.
them. I mean, I think even
No,
Yoda
a
did
lot
too.
of them stuck with it.
Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon,
Qui-Gon
Dooku,
no,
Anakin.
not sleeping around though.
I'm pretty sure Qui-Gon had a wife. I'm almost positive Qui-Gon. Because
I'm almost-
Qui-Gon was against like parts of the code too.
I don't think any of them had wives, according to canon.
The wives, I don't
because
think
there's a
so.
big rule.
Obi-Wan absolutely did.
Obi-Wan had a wife?
She was a Mandalorian. I promise you. Don't fuck with me on that.
Look it up. 'Cause
I
that's
don't
against
need
the
to, I
order.
know.
What? This was after the Jedi Order, though, right?
No, it was during the Clone War. Don't fuck with.
Now we broke out the
just
cell
Google
phones.
Obi-Wan's wife.
Obi-Wan wife? Question mark. Duchess Saint Satine, her old love.
Satine, her name's Satine.
Her old love.
Yeah.
Was it before they got?
No, during.
I think
Also,
that-
Qui-Gon Jinn had whom she fell in love with, Tal, a librarian of the Jedi Archives. He was also the master of Padawan, Bant Aaron. Oh, Bant, that's crazy.
You lost
And
me
Donna,
there.
She was blinded in prison. That's sad. No, okay, but this one's saying Qui-Gon did not have any love, but another one's saying he did.
Canon, they're not allowed to.
Well, yeah, canon, they broke rules, just like real life. Priests aren't supposed to
Obi-Wan didn't have a wife.
It's like we just paused there real quick.
Because I was going to
Satine.
say it's against. No, it's so they were. The thing about Jedi is that they're always important for them to avoid having romantic feelings for other people because attachments were harmful to the Jedi's alignment with the light side. It was believed that falling in love
know.
would mean that the Jedi would blah 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 blah. Nevertheless, falling in love wasn't totally avoidable for the Jedi, and that means that even the best of them would fall in love. Some of them even had a wives in secret, as one case for Anakin Skywalker.
and Obi-Wan.
Who? No, it's very big on.
Eli!
He's not
you
letting it
are
go.
wrong! You can read one article. Obi-Wan. Literally, you read it. Her name is not Satine. That was Satine.
You're talking about the one for
Ren.
Qui-Gon was tall. Satine
Although
was obese.
Obi-Wan,
AHL.
Yeah.
although Obi-Wan and Satine never married or became official couples, there was an undeniable romantic connection. Obi-Wan
shows them
and the
making
Duchess
out.
decided to marry in secret. So you have two opposites, and this is on Tumblr. I'm not trusting Tumblr.
Oh, I'm just gonna fake news.
Obi-Wan was a pacifist and
Obi-Wan was
leader.
a celibate.
Yeah, that's why they're space popes. They just want little kids to train.
Oh fuck.
You can tell me that they're not
Hey,
space
in the
popes.
comments below, let us know what you think about Obi-Wan's secret wife. Thank you.
Yes, please. Let's-
Back to military.
Hey, did you guys see that other topic over there? Just,
Right. Mark, come here, space pope. I need you right here. Now everyone's like fighting in the comments. They're, God damn it, what the fuck? That's why you had the Jedi Gray, and they were like, yo, fuck them rules. Let's get married. Let's have bitches. Let's also maybe do some dark stuff, but not too much dark
Let's also
stuff.
fuck some shit up and ruin everything.
But let's not lean over. That's weird also. They just looked at both and were like, both sides.
yeah.
They were morally ambiguous, much like our dear friend Eli. Racially ambiguous.
Yeah, they were morally. I was racially, and they just have nothing in between.
Jesus.
Hi, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, no, it's just got.
You sweating yet?
No, not yet. No, I gotta.
Good. Just wait.
Yeah.
The One Punch Dad and like both of them, and mandatory. It was the next day. I got a text and they're like, "Not gonna lie, I was kind of sweating on stuff I don't remember saying." I was like, fucking GVAN will get it. Also, GVAN, you can cut this out. You fucking GVAN. Didn't know this. GVAN's active duty in the military while doing his other jobs. He's active duty. He's been active duty for fucking 3 years. He was just not telling us because he was like, well, I just didn't want an excuse. I was like, fucking props to you, guy. I was like, if you want one of the best excuses,
You're a fucking idiot. J-Man, what the fuck? Or you can leave it in. I don't know. This is up to you.
This
You
is
do what you
literally
want.
2 days ago I got this call.
G-Man, what else are you hiding from us?
I was like, G-Man,
Are you my father?
if you want excuses of why shit's not on time sometimes, that's a big one.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty
Hi.
important.
I'm in the military right now.
I'm in the woods.
Stop, you're making me horny.
But you got fast internet now. Will you appreciate that? He was like, bro, I can,
Yo, he uploaded something for me. I was like, yo,
15
can you do
minutes.
this? And he was like, yeah, I'll do it right now. I'm like, I don't have to wait 4 days?
No. That fucking,
Leave all that in. Fuck you. Sorry.
yeah, if you want to. It's your call.
No,
It's
it's
your
not.
business.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
I don't know who you are. Fuck you.
Yeah!
Hey, Baddie, who wants better sex and to start having better sex right now? That's the best way to get started. Are you Canadian? I am for this ad read. Well, do you know the best way to have better sex? That's right. The best way to get started is go to adamandeve.com right now. Adam and Eve is offering 50% off from any item, plus free shipping, which includes rush processing, like these. Also, it doesn't matter how much you spend or what you buy. Everything will be packaged discreetly, and you'll get that order fast. Don't wait. Better sex is just a click away. That's right, Baddie. One click away. Just go to adamandeve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy or something you desire. Go to adamandeve.com and use code UNSUB to save 50% off and get rush processing. So you started with the F-22. That was your, as you said, your weird takeoff. Was
Yeah,
like,
I-
I'm
Bro,
gonna
that's
put
all I wanted
eyes
to
on
talk
it.
about.
I know, eyes on a
Every
plane.
single video that has that. I am fucking cackling like an old woman.
I
That
had
shit is
no
funny.
idea that a sexually frustrated F-22 was going to be my my rocket to becoming.
Let me go. Let me
Yeah,
real
like,
quick.
So people like ask me, and the bad part of like creating all these characters now is they're all fucking sentient. So when something happens, they're arguing in my head. Like they're actual fucking characters now. I got Buff yelling at F-22, yelling at the F-15, and fucking Iran's popping up again. Like it happens in my head all the damn time. So like with the F-22, I was like reading about it. I was like, oh, let's, we're gonna try and create something. Let's read about the F-22. And then I learned like everything that we know it can do. And then some. And then it's like, this is all the things that are publicly available. And I know how Uncle Sam works. There's probably a lot more out
we don't
there.
lie.
And,
We don't hide shit.
and I was like, you know what? But it doesn't have any air-to-air kills aside. And that was before the balloon. And I was like, well, okay.
about the
I mean,
balloons.
you create the most vicious thing in the world and then you just never let it do its job. I was like,
That we know about.
that we know about. Yes.
I just still, the government fucking, it couldn't just use like bullets or anything else to blow those balloons up.
We had to use a missile just because it's the
How
United States.
much dollars is those missiles?
Oh, Sidewinder. I want to say they're around
400K, right?
Yeah, they're 200 to 400 somewhere in there, depending on which
Yeah,
model side.
it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a house. We threw a house at a balloon.
But if it makes you feel any better,
Like a really cool house.
I heard and I read. I don't know how true it is, but to literally take an F-22 up, turn it around, and put it back on the ground is around $11 million. Yeah.
And our government's like, okay, there's 2 balloons. Get rid of the anvil. We don't need that. What we need is a Sidewinder and that thing to go up there and get
We
some
should have just
kills.
contacted Grantham and got 22 men. He'd be like, I can probably pop a Coke can off that fucking balloon 710 yards.
22 man for the win. I know there's the new fucking.
I know, there's more.
It's
The
gonna go.
saga continues.
So you were like, hey, F-22s, this, and now I have all this going on.
All these
and then
different
the
characters.
content, that was your catalyst. So you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I started just-
How is this the catalyst of it?
I don't know. Like, so originally, I like making fun of pretty much everybody all the time. My family, if
It's
you've
a
ever...
military thing. You get real good at doing
Well,
that.
it's not just that. Like, even growing up as a kid, like, if you see me and all my siblings get together, there's like 5 seconds of pleasantries, and then it's just hours of roasting each other. That's all. Like,
you
there's
were the bully?
Oh, I was not. I'm the youngest boy. I had to get quick.
Oh, yeah. If you're the, yeah, that-
Shit. Okay. Good
I
luck.
had to get quick on my feet. So I got a real sharp tongue, and I'm real quick at ducking and weaving. I can now run a few of them. But so I make fun of all sorts of stuff, and I was watching the news, and I was like, it'd be really funny is if like planes and countries started talking about that, and I was like, And somebody else was doing that content. His name is FundumBB, and he's a friend of mine, and, on TikTok, and I've talked to him before.
Fuck
He was
that guy.
he was
Fuck
like,
him.
You're way
stole
better.
He stole from you. That's what you were
He's
saying
the
last
son of a
time, right?
bitch.
You said he copied
Copyright
you.
strikes
You
were
hate it.
inbound. Just like the F-22.
he's gonna see this and be like, that motherfucker.
Yeah, you keep copyright claiming.
Over and over. Just like the knockoff YouTube channel stealing our shit. Sorry. I'm cool. I'm good.
So I just watched the news and I was like, I can make fun of that. And that's all I do every day is I watch the news and I'm like, I can make fun of that. And there's sometimes that people are like, are you going to talk about this? I'm like, that's a genocide. I probably shouldn't touch that one. I'm going to leave that one out. So I find the lighter stories as much as I can, but there are sometimes I really got to throw some jabs. But I mean, it's everybody getting the smoke, including the US.
Absolutely. We deserve it. Silly US.
That's what you were saying. It's like it's treating it as almost South Park, where you're like, hey, I'm just gonna make fun of everyone. But then, as you said, it's also that weird part because you're like, they side with the side I'm making fun of, thinking that it's like, yeah, see, we're making fun of that side, and then vice versa. It's also like both sides are. Everyone's making fun of each other, and then there's still sides to that. It's like, he gets it. I'm like, no, bro,
You can't take this out of context.
yeah, this is satire. Oh god,
That's the only reason I get away with it, because it's faceless countries and not like a politician. Like if I put a politician to my eyes and mouth, I'd be getting annihilated by one side. But because it's just a geographic piece of the planet that I give a personality to, both sides think I'm on their team. Like,
Nothing
he gets
bad
it.
could ever happen with geography.
That's the only way I'm looking out right now. Sometimes I get a few in there.
And then accents, do you do them?
I do,
I know.
as much
That's
as I
why
can.
This is why I love it, because I was like, oh, he's brave, so I love this. Go on.
Oh gosh, which ones are you looking for? So
Russia.
We always talk about things in Mother Russia.
But Asian accent?
Oh, which one do you want? So I've done two.
Oh, he gets it.
he does.
He gets it.
Because you, at one time, were you like, fuck it, I'm going to do an Asian accent?
Yeah, I didn't want to do them for the longest time because I could just. And then somebody commented, they were like, "Why do you only do accents for white countries?" And I was like, they fucking
Thank you.
They're right. Okay, so
you.
I started doing everybody, and I was like, Japan, and all that kept popping into my head was like, I'm gonna make him sound
The
like
Last
an anime
Samurai,
bad guy.
Tom Cruise,
yeah, like
right?
That's a good
I
one.
just went immediately for an anime bad guy, and then. For China, I originally did like a China light, but lately I did like an Uncle Roger, like a hi-ya, why the fuck? That's what I started going with. The people love it. It's so hard. There's so many different people, like countries I'd never even heard of before. They're like, hey, you should do this country. I'm like, I don't even know. Let me Google that country for a little while and try to figure out where it is.
Okay, I like that.
Never heard of this. China?
Oh man, well, like that whole thing happened in Azerbaijan. I think I pronounced that country
Azerbaijan?
right. Yes, Azerbaijan. Yeah, good enough. For
I'm
government
sure we're
work.
saying it completely wrong.
Yeah, it's
but
probably wrong.
They're not on our demographic list, so
And I like
they will be after this.
Yeah, not even try.
I'll look on YouTube and be like, hey, what is their accent like? And for Poland, it's like people like you sound too much like Russia. But Poland is literally like Russia light, except you speak it in the back of the mouth instead of the front. Or no, sorry, the front of the mouth instead of the back.
Like a dick.
Yeah. Maybe. But like, so for Russia, it's you got to have it all in the back.
You have to keep it all in the front. Russia's definitely the front of the mouth.
No,
Yeah.
Russia's in the back. You got the rolling R's.
No.
But then you
I
move.
cannot roll my R's. I can't roll
But
an
then
R.
with
I've never
Poland,
rolled an R.
you move Poland into the front and you use less of your jaw and you talk like this. And that's how you
So
get
you're
the-
actually doing. You're
I'm
fucking
trying to look
method
into
country.
these. I'm trying.
He's method
Chicken and
country.
brick, it's donkey.
Yeah, dude, so most donkey. And then like I went to do Greece, and every time I watched it, I was like, it sounds like Borat. So like my Greece sounds like Borat. It's like every time I watch,
Does Greece sound like Borat?
like I watched like 17 YouTube videos. I was like, guys, it sounds like Borat light, like just like diet Borat. It's fucking
Diet Borat.
It's so
That's it. There's the episode name. Diet Borat.
diet Borat.
Wait, they just fucking. I didn't even know Greece. I thought they would have more of a
Every video like
Mediterranean?
it was like
Olympian god sound. That's what
Well,
Greece.
they all sound English and white.
Yeah.
Sound very
Zeus.
yeah.
Yeah, they were just like when I
Pretty
was
sure
watching.
that was played by Russell Crowe in a movie.
Yeah, that's what Greece sounds like in my head.
Russell Crowe. Isn't he Irish?
Every time someone says
Scottish?
Greece, they talk about like old Greece or
Ireland?
ancient.
I'm gonna get flamed for that one.
Australian.
Australian?
I think
he
he
is.
is.
No, he is.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah, because it's
G-Man, save me.
He goes and punches people in the one skit.
There was. Oh my god. fighting around the world.
yeah. Fighting around the world.
There's a YouTube video I just watched of Russell Crowe. Actually, I should have known he was Australian.
I forgot about that shit.
Some native Australian motherfucker just started saying some crazy Australian shit, like shit that makes no sense, like phrases that are common in Australia-ish, like some bogan shit. I think that makes sense. I think it's like a homeless.
The isms are real hard to learn from the countries.
Dude, it's
real
rough.
tough.
And Russell Crowe spit them back at this guy, and the guy was like, I don't even know what that meant. Russell Crowe he was there when the texts were written.
He's been there the whole time.
Russell. He is the Russell Crowe.
So when you guys are messing around with like the British accent, I went with like Ewan McGregor.
Good.
I
No,
did.
absolutely.
So like for my
favorite of mine.
United Kingdom, it's very light and it's very Ewan. I don't even know what I would say. Like the other day I was walking through the mall and like I go with a light one. But then Australia,
hello there.
Yeah, I had to go a little bit heavier. But then like there's so many different like versions of the United Kingdom in different places. So like Scotland is its own thing. And like the Scots, I love you Scots. I love you guys.
Real quick, what rank are you?
I am a Sergeant First Class, E7.
I just love it's an E7 on his spare time. It's just like, what do Australians sound like? 1 second, private. Hold.
Stand by.
Hey, come here. Stand at ease. Tell me what you think. Oi. Is it good? Is it one?
I can't say the C word anymore. I wanted to.
I know. You're like, oi. Bleep that out.
said it!
Bleep that out.
Oi! Eli said it. I
bleep
want to
that
say
out.
it.
Yeah, you can say it too if you want.
Good eye.
Just bleep
So
it
you
out.
got, I got the pass from the Australians. When I started using the Australians, they were like, "Hey,
My
from
friends are
Australia,
Australian."
I give you a pass." And I'm like, "Look, if Australians give me a pass, I'm going to use it."
YouTube doesn't give us
YouTube doesn't give you a pass.
YouTube's
like-
as a matter of fact, they slap us on the dick really hard.
They will find that one. We have like bad episodes where they're like, no, it's good, but you said the C word in one
No,
part.
there's that one episode I said it like 14 times in a row because I was like, there's no way this is going to get us flagged. And I was like, It did. It did. Turns out it did. My
They
bad.
flagged.
That's on me.
So you were doing countries. You're like, okay, I'm going to learn each one of these. I'm going to continue catering my my content around this.
Yep.
And then now you probably have the military people recognizing you well at work.
Oh yeah, all the time.
You had a higher up. Like
I did. I was at a graduation. I teach in a schoolhouse. And I was at a graduation and I'm walking by and there's a CW5. Keep in mind, I've only seen 3 of them in my entire military career.
There was one I worked with. That was pretty cool.
And I'm walking by and he like grabs my shoulder and goes, "Hey, I love your videos, man. You're hilarious." And I'm like, I was like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. I just stood there next to this CW5.
Help me, Jesus. Help me, Tom Cruise.
He's just
Put me out
shooting the
there.
shit with me. I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, what, you double salute?
Both
eyebrows, baby. Both eyebrows. I'm in.
It was the weirdest experience. And then
Damn.
yeah. And then I got asked to be the MC for the Backbone Ball on base. And it's funny because everyone except for the post sergeant major knew who I was. So like I'm doing my set and ultimately my set was just roasting the Marine Corps, different branches of the Army, different MOSs. I was just roasting
Definitely the
people.
Coast Guard.
They weren't there for that one. It was just Army, Marine Corps, and then
That's when you definitely poke at them. Then they're not there to defend themselves.
But if I'm going to say something to you, I want to say it to your face.
no, the only thing he says is like, let's give it up for the fucking Coast Guard.
And then no
You
one.
listen.
There we go.
Okay, there we
Weird.
go. Definitely.
Moving on. Public service announcement. Attention all my bearded beasts from stubble to mane.
If you didn't already know, Manscaped now sells beard products.
You heard that correctly. The leaders in below the waist grooming changed the game with their Beard Hedgered Pro Kit. And now they're going a step further with the brand new Handyman.
GVAN, punch in, punch in, punch in.
An electric face shaver for a quick and convenient way to achieve a clean shaven look. Whether you're looking to sharpen up your neckline or give your face that smooth finish, the Handyman has you covered. Go to manscaped.com and use code UNSUB for 20% off and free shipping. It's time to go from 5 o'clock shady to yeah, baby. No one likes a weird beard, so say goodbye to your stubble trouble with the Manscaped Beard Hedger.
I have a weird beard because my genetics.
Looking for something, dare I say, smoother? Look no further than Manscaped's new Handyman's Face Shaver. If you're like us, you know clean shaven is a hassle.
Ew.
That's why you use this.
The Handyman by Manscaped. So get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com if you use code UNSUB.
They'll get 20% off and free shipping with code UNSUB at manscaped.com. But don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, so it's been a strange feeling, but like going back to what you were talking about with the Army kind of
Star
trying
Wars?
to figure out what we were doing with this. I think that like there are some that don't like what we do in the military, and I get that. But then there are some that are realizing like, hey, this is good press. These people are like giving
A
the
recruiting
world,
crisis, you say?
they're like letting people see how the military actually works. And I mean, obviously, you're going to only hear about the planes that didn't land, right? Instead of the ones that do. But like, for every bad news story, you have people like bringing the good news out. And I mean, so ultimately, like the Army, and here's my recruitment pitch, right? It's a great place to work. I love my job. I love what I do. That's why I continue to do it. But like, we need people, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, we need people bad. So
I have no doubt, man. Like,
It's a hard time. Like right now, I can't even imagine the recruiting with the new generation TikTok. And it is hard. It's like, because now you have less of this sense of like national pride where you're like, America.
I mean, even then, the war is over for us.
And it is, yeah, when you don't
Peacetime.
have peacetime military is a harder time to join because even as an infantry dude, I can't. My buddies at state, and I've told it's such a vastly different military than when I was in. You have peacetime army, which this is 2010 was considered peacetime army for my boys. They were like, "What the fuck is all of this shit? I am not used to driving around at night with lights on." Like that was a mind blowing experience. You're like, why do we have lights on? Why are we doing paperwork?
2015, when I was getting out, we were getting, because it was I was in during like the big downshift and shit. And I remember everyone's like, oh, we're going back to peacetime. So we would do drill and ceremony shit. Just like, I was an infantryman. I was like this? We're going to march?
yeah,
And a left face? Why do you have a flag? What? It was very, very surreal. And even then, that's 2016.
Yeah.
Or 2015, sorry.
I was victim to that downshift too. So I went to Afghanistan in 2010 to 2011, and then I came back, and I love my job. I was a 19 kilo. I wasn't much of one. Like I did one tank gunner, like 1.5 technically. I was a driver for one. But and then right before Afghanistan, 9 months prior, they took away our tanks, gave me an M14, sent me to designated marksman's course, and they're like, hey, you're gonna walk everywhere in Afghanistan. So cool. That was wonderful. But I came back and I was like, I want to do this again. Let me re-enlist. I went over to retention. They're like, cool, pick a new job or get out. And I was like, what? And all they told me, they're like, they offered me 2 air defense jobs and 1 vet tech job. And they're like, I was like, what's the difference between the air defense jobs? They're like, one shoots the missile, one tells them how to shoot the missile. That was dead wrong, by the way, retention NCO. If you're seeing this, you were completely
Wait,
off.
retention
Yeah.
lied?
Imagine that. Color you shocked.
Eli, make the face.
They're like, bro, we'll offer you $1 million sign-on bonus. You'll probably get paid about 6 figures starting, $400,000 a year. Sign this paperwork.
Eli, can I tell you something? I have a confession. I enlisted in 2009.
Same.
And I enlisted in the infantry in 2009 willingly. That was my choice. Cheers, camp. You're a fuck. Thanks for ruining me. And I didn't get any sign-on bonus. I did it for pure love of country.
Why didn't they give you a sign-on bonus?
There was no bonuses for all of 2009.
Oh, yeah, because that was the downturn of the Iraq War.
I got one in 09. I got $1,000. That was it.
Bro, 2010 and 11, all the new guys that were joining into the scouts were getting like 15 and 20 grand bonuses. And
20 years. So ours was 20 grand for our 3 years.
Yeah,
sign-on.
20.
You want to hear
No.
something crazy? So with everything going on in Ukraine, so short range air defense, we call it SHORAD, almost went away. Like almost disappeared in the Army. And then like everything happened in Ukraine. They're like, we need short range air defense for like drones and
Suddenly
lasers and
we
shit.
need to make some shit.
Like we need to figure this shit out real quick. So they brought back, or they changed, it was 14 Sierras, now they're 14 Papas, which they do like MANSCAPED Stingers. They do the directed energy M-SHORAD, the freaking kinetic M-SHORAD. Like they got a bunch of new cool shit.
Do you guys fuck with javelins and shit too? Or do you,
no,
okay. I went to school with some javelin guys, so I wasn't
But
curious.
when they started bringing them back, those guys, I'm going to say this as loud as I can, they have tier 8 bonuses right now. Do you know what tier 8 sounds like?
I don't know what are tier
It's like
bonuses.
a Super Saiyan 4.
Like over $50,000. Tier 8
Oh,
bow
that's
system.
like how the air so.
Well,
My Air Force buddies.
$50,000 now is $20,000 in 2010, right?
Holtz, I think Holtz,
Inflation, right?
Air Force guys. So even Holtz, your JTAC, Holtz. I know you're out there. It'd be like $80,000 for 5 years, and this is back when I was in.
Oh yeah, back
And this
then.
was like 80 grand sign-on bonuses. I'd be like, what? Infantry's only like 20 grand, and then you see JTAC, Holtz. I know you lived in a fucking on base and a nice AC chew because I got to see like we'd have to rotate the base to pick him up because he was attached to us. And then we'd go out on the mission and rotate back to base, drop him off so he can go in his
He's like,
AC
all right, guys,
hole.
have a good night in your
AC.
dirt hole
Yeah, and he'd have
and your
internet.
plywood hut.
Oh man.
And then we'd leave and I'd be like, then it's back to just out in sector. And you're like,
Plywood?
Yeah, you're like,
I can't say nothing now. That's how I live. I mean,
well,
Paige,
this is at the exact same time with he was attached to our unit. And that's what was weird. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? This is how JTACs live? This is the Air Force? Where did I fuck up at? What?
Well, it
they're
starts
like,
with the GED.
Hard right there.
yeah.
There's a line
Shit.
right between GED, infantry, high school diploma, JTAC. Like that's
everything else. Yeah. I actually had a high school diploma, so but
And
Yeah, I had one too.
and then
was
I still ended up
infantry.
being an air defender, which is like we're the smartest dumb people that exist in the world.
But your job is like, you are huge into the missile systems. I was like,
Oh, I'm a missile junkie. I almost said something real stupid there, but yeah,
tell us all the stuff you can't tell us.
Oh yeah.
about
So
the
all
Tomahawk.
right, let's go ahead and go to
Let's
jail,
into the
gentlemen.
Black.
Yeah.
All right,
the
we're
stuff is
gonna
blacked out.
go to the War Thunder subreddit real quick, and then we're gonna talk about.
So the effective range and
Well,
capabilities
I
based
found
on
this on the dark web. It's just the manual for the F-35. It's fine. We can share that.
We're good with that.
What do you mean it's not updated on DCS?
Yeah, no. So like I came over to it, and for me, I was stupid for like 3 years, right? And I was like, I'm a tanker.
Only three.
Only three. Well,
I'm
now I'm
jealous.
I'm a
still
different.
going strong. 33 years later.
I'm a different
Crunchies.
kind of stupid now. That's what it is. I was still in that 19 kilo mentality. Like I'm a tanker. So they like had me in process people, and I was on gate guard. Like I was unusable. And then
Unusable.
I was just like I was garbage, man.
I love
like
that. That is such a military term to call a person unusable.
like I just wasn't good. So like
Go stand at parade rest over there.
Just go
Check
to a different.
IDs.
yeah, it was
Go
it was
find a
not
different
good.
parking lot, bro. Go stand in one.
And I ain't gonna lie to you.
I like to immediately back to.
Yeah, back to parade rest.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was such a bad gate guard, and I'm sorry. This is years ago, so hopefully there's a statute of limitations. I would like grab the ID and just be like, "Welcome to Fort Sill, Team Sill, Oklahoma Pride. Have a good day." And I wouldn't even like
Fort
look at
Sill.
it. Yeah, it's
Sill.
like, it's just
Is it still called Fort Sill?
it's still called Fort
Okay,
Sill.
I didn't know
That
if that
one
was-
didn't change.
Okay.
There's a bunch of them that did. Fort Bragg is now Liberty.
That's the only one I remember. All the
Fort-
other ones have actual people names, and I'm never going to remember those because I'm dumb.
Fort Hood is now Fort Cavazos.
They've all switched.
No, there's the one. Oh no, it's the sniper guy, Vietnam.
Hancock?
No,
Moorcock.
he was a colonel.
Colonel Moorcock.
Colonel Moore.
Oh, Colonel Moore. He wasn't a sniper. He was a battalion commander.
Yeah, but he worked with snipers. He wrote an entire book.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I just wanted the word more.
You ever see the movie We Were Soldiers? That's about Colonel
Yes,
Moore.
yes.
Great movie,
Oh,
by the way.
shit.
Yeah, that's Colonel Hal
fucking-
Moore.
Damn it. I add that to my list of really good war movies.
That's
amazing.
a great war
We
movie.
Were
I love
Soldiers
it.
is a fucking
one of my
ri-
favorites.
That Sergeant Major is probably the greatest representation
God,
of a
perfect.
Sergeant Major you will ever have in the military.
Perfect. Oh God, it was
What
so
do you
good.
know about a good goddamn day? What are you, the fucking weatherman?
Oh, it's so
It's
good,
like
man.
Every one of his lines are like, fuck yes, Sergeant Major.
I had a sergeant major when I first got over to air defense land, and he like people. When he would show up in the motor pool, like people be hiding in like BII boxes. They'd pop out like Sergeant Major's coming. Just fucking walk up to, like, no one wanted to be. But he was just like, he was a direct dude, and he just like wanted direct answers, and air defenders were just terrified of him. So eventually I learned this, and he'd like come down the line to check our vehicles on a Friday or whatever, and he'd ask him, what are you doing this weekend? And they'd all, I'm gonna go play video games, Sergeant Major. And he'd be like, and he'd just like start yelling and screaming. So he got down to me, and I was like, I'm gonna make some shit up. And he's like, what are you doing this weekend long? And I was like, well, Sergeant Major, I plan on having copious amounts of unprotected sex with my wife while drinking lots of whiskey and eating bacon. And he's like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Just kept on walking.
Who was all?
That was it. That's all he wanted.
Well, we had dude. I was probably one of the only. I just had CQ, so it was the 24-hour CQ.
Oh, yeah.
And I passed out. I was like, well, my ass is going to bed in my fucking barracks room at that time, and I was out. Sergeant Major, I do remember Raina and the cam telling me the story. They're like, bro, fucking Sergeant Major walked in while you were just passed out. Cam was like, at ease. And this is in our barracks rooms. I was passed out because it was fucking work day.
Oh, I'm dumb. I'm so sorry. It was Major John Plaster, not more. I'm going to shut up now. Sniper, it's Plaster.
Snipers. So it's fucking passed out. I'm out. Sergeant Major Frias walked. No, it was Green at the time. Walks into the room. At ease. And then I'm passed out. And this is when I was younger and I slept through anything. So I was just like, and they're like, at ease. Sergeant Major goes like, soldier. All this. Since I didn't budge or anything and I had no
thought you were
recollection.
dead.
Oh, no. Like, he's like, oh, well, shit. Is it? And they're like, he was on CQ. I don't know, Sergeant Major. And then he just like left. He's like, okay, well, let him sleep. Left. I went another 4 hours of sleep. Woke up and was like, what a great day. And like, bro, Sergeant Major was in here yelling at you. And you were just like,
Just out cold.
I was like, wait, what? I was like, Sergeant Major was in the room yelling at me.
Did you stand up when you said his name? You're like,
Yeah, I was like,
Major
what?
was
He
here.
was here. Why didn't you wake me? Oh, trust us. We tried, Quavis. Am I in trouble? No.
You're like,
All right.
Yeah, like, whew.
okay, all right.
It was those times in fucking military. It's just like no different than falling asleep at your rifle.
Oh, yeah.
You got so good at it, and then you'd be like, you was sleeping. You'd be like, no, Sergeant. You just wake up real calm. You're like, yo, what's up?
I was like, nah,
I was
man,
pulling security.
I was swapping eyes to keep to watch out for the eye fatigue.
Like, oh, good soldier. Who's soldier? Carry on.
You do learn to sleep anywhere, man. That stuff just, I normally,
Doesn't go away.
yeah. Like, so for me,
Fucked up. I actually have trouble falling asleep in my bed. Put me on a couch though, game over. Put me on the fucking floor somewhere, I'll sleep.
Uncomfortable, and you're just in a vehicle.
Literally uncomfortable somewhere. You put me in a passenger seat of a shitty car. Oh,
out
sleep
cold.
like a baby.
So when we go to the field, in good old Patriot land, right? Like we have tents and shit. And I've never been a fan of sleeping in tents, even like when it's raining and stuff.
You guys still have the little one man fuck tents?
No, we use GP medium still because air defense gets everything. We still have M16s, bro. Like we get everything last. Wow. We still have M16s.
I was in the National Guard and we had not M16s,
bro. Like we
Like
are
M16 A4s or A2s?
Like the
A2s,
big-
I
the
believe.
big stocks?
Three on burst ones only. So we.
But
only
wait, the ones with the... Do they have...
Do they have the big fixed stock?
yes, big fixed stock.
Well, not that. It is more on the...
So the 18 or
what's
20
the
barrels?
front look?
The front looked like just a longer version of the M4s. The two plastic
Yeah.
Oh,
pieces that
but
came
you
together.
got the plastics on the top and sides?
Just on top and bottom. It's just two up.
Oh, like
It's
the
a
tube?
circle. It's a
Yeah,
circle.
the tube.
all way.
Yeah, the plastic tube that goes over the
Yeah.
Oh, you're
no
ta-
rails. No rails.
no rails. Yeah, we had no rails.
Oh, so you got the A2s then, not the A4s.
Yeah, we couldn't even remove the little carrying handle to put like an ACOG on it. You had to like, yeah.
So M16, just let me... Because you got the... that is amazing if you got like the super shit. So
Oh, yeah.
you didn't have these rails?
No, we had the old.
No Picatinis. You had
No.
like the OG gross... You had the A2s?
The tubes.
Yeah, I think so. If you get a picture of it, yeah, we had no rails on it at all. Yep, that's what we had.
What year was this?
2000.
That's the top and bottom.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
know.
A.
Last time I was in a line unit was 2018.
It's funny. That's wild. 2018. Yeah.
Because I spent 4 years at the testing
Yeah.
new systems, and then I've now spent 2 years where I'm at right now. So
That's bonkers.
yeah,
The SDMs in our unit had the A4s, which I believe they had the pick rails, but they were still M16s. That was again in 2010, or technically it was 2009 when they got them, but that all went away. 2010, we all got M4s. We we even got rid of our M14s. We had 110s.
oh, wow, you guys had 110s, nice.
Yeah. What the fuck? We were infantry.
No, we had one or two 110s in our entire battalion when I was still like
What's a
ground
110?
pounder stuff. It's like
SAS.
a 762
M110
M16 pretty much, 762 M16 pretty much.
Semi-automatic sniper system. The
Yeah.
TAN.
Oh, that shit was coming out after I was...
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
The Army had
It's
just
pretty much an
started
AR-10.
adopting that one. It was... So
When
that
did you get
pick-
out?
2008. So that was getting
Yeah,
cycled in
yeah.
2009.
we were probably
2010.
getting them in 08, 09, yeah, because
Yeah.
we had them. The sniper section had them in
Yeah, it was just our sniper
09,
section.
08, 09, 010, and 010. Jesus,
Yeah.
in 10.
010.
Well, hello, good sirs. I know what you're thinking. Eli, why is your hair so coiffed? Well, let me show you. That is thanks to the delectable, wonderful REGZ men's grooming product. Thanks to Operator Pro made my hair, even with a hat on, a fine cowboy hat, it stays perfectly coiffed and wonderful. Also, we got beard creams. Or perhaps you want a high shine. Also, if you're a basic bitch like me, pumpkin spice. It smells like pumpkins. They also have shampoo, conditioner, beard cream, and beard oil. Out of REGZ.com. Code CUM.
Yeah, I remember them discussing that entire like transition into that weapons.
Fucking
platform.
hate it.
Yeah, I know. There was
I know.
EBR.
It's just
EBR.
It's just a heavier. It's longer. The suppressor on it's like 18 inches long.
Jesus.
We
They're
didn't have
so
suppressors.
unwieldy. They're heavy. It doesn't shoot. It's not a sub-minute, 1 minute gun. It's like a 3 minute fucking gun.
The badminton angle.
They're like, yeah, just shoot it to 800. You're like,
Can't.
it doesn't want to.
It's physically impossible.
No, it's possible. It's just not fun.
They had us
It's angry and
at
annoying.
our marksman course. We had to reach out to 1,000, and I hit it once. On top of our rifles, and I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. Someone's gonna get mad at me in the comment section.
Fuck
I guarantee it.
They're stupid.
Leopold. I always fucking
Leupold.
There we go. We had Leupold Mark IVs on top of it, and that's a great scope. It's a phenomenal scope.
I know. He asked me. You were like, "Oh, did your EBR have the Leupold?" I was like, "Oh no, ACOGs." Are you sure you're the military? You had ACOG, EOTech, and M68 red dots.
Like that's
M68.
the 68s, man. Back in the
I went
day.
from an
Red
M68 to an ACOG, and then all of our long guns were all Leupold. Mark IV HDs.
It's a great scope, but if you like for
Mark V
everyday carry, like I say everyday carry, but like you're running patrols, you like bounce off of a wall or you trip and fall down a mountain, your zero's immediately off. Like
Really?
just would not hold a zero to save its damn life. At least mine did.
Dude. Our Leupold. I promise, I have dropped a 110 a time or two.
I don't know. This is different. I had fucking M68 in a row.
Well, you
I
look at
started
an M68 wrong, and the red dot was like.
No. And then ACOGs are what we use. I was just
ACOGs are
ACOG.
so good.
I like
Still.
ACOG. It's a good optic. Like
It's
just
an
overall,
amazing.
like,
It's just you can't fuck up an ACOG.
yeah,
You really
they're-
can't.
They're solid.
Beat the shit out of those things.
Yeah.
Have fun. Then we had the
And- yeah.
M9s, and then I remember shooting the M9 over there doing I was like, what the fuck, pistols? Because everyone in the military, this is a little known fact, we don't use pistols in it because,
Ever.
dude, in wartime, the amount of questions it would be like, oh, what was your sidearm? It's like, bro, if I had to use a sidearm,
Something was bad. You remember Black Hawk Down?
that level of
When
bad.
he had the M9 at the end, he was dying.
That means every one of my
Everything else has gone
machine
wrong.
gunning
Oh,
team,
yeah.
the saws. So when you have a platoon, you have one team that is dedicated to two 240 Bravos.
You have heavy. Yeah,
and
you have your heavy weapons.
Yep.
Every then squad has two saws.
Yep.
And then you have your SDMs. You have everything in between.
Fucking M4s.
The only people that will have a fucking pistol is the officers or an LT. That is about it. Even
So for us, our SDMs also had it. I had a Beretta.
Oh, see, we
So to
didn't.
be fair, we all were assigned them. I shot a pistol 3 times in my entire 6 years in, with all the time I did as a sniper, and 2 of those times were in competitions where they forced us to do it. One time I had to qual with one, and obviously I did because military pistol qual is not hard. But it's like you don't.
Pistols are
That's
hard.
not
Like
a
they don't
thing.
teach you the proper way. Like pistols,
No, they're just like target, go. It's 4 feet in front of you.
they
So
barely train you on
for
them.
us, like I was being a 19 kilo, everyone has to qualify with a pistol. Like
Really?
everybody, because
That's
you
so
have them in the
funny.
tanks.
That is so wild.
You have them in the tanks.
Oh yeah, holy shit! I
yeah,
didn't even think
like-
about that. Their tank. It would be your
Yeah,
fucking.
like your
'cause you
primary
don't have
weapon
a
in there is like
PDW.
you got to pop the hatch. And, I mean, you got to cap
like,
somebody's ass. I never had to do it.
like
but
an
yeah.
MP5.
Like, yeah, they didn't.
Was that part of it?
bro.
You have to be like.
Well, you didn't have to do that for
I just picture
qualification.
it's like go, go, go. You have to open the hatch, engage target 3
Sideways.
times.
Like, Eli's shooting sideways. Just make sure everybody can see it.
Dude, a tank is such a weird thing because like it rides like a Cadillac. Like people assume tanks are just rickety. Like they ride like a Cadillac. Even on washboard
Not on
roads,
the
they're
outside.
so fucking smooth. No, not on the outside.
Inside. Wow.
This is wonderful.
Bill, it's just loud, but it's very comfortable. Hard cut to outside.
The downside is there's so much friction from the pads on the ground. When you hit the brakes, you can stop. You can go 42 miles an hour, which is what they're governed at, and they can go to a complete stop in under 10 feet. which 72 tons stopping in 10 feet is violent.
Every soldier in the front's like, we're good. They just hit the wall. The FPC-2 track.
Just violent.
I'm gonna have a red mark on my face from slapping myself so hard.
But like I went to basic at Fort Knox, and so they had this thing called the mud course, and the mud course was only accessible by tracked vehicles. And the only reason it was that way is because you would go out and sink to the bottom and be able to drive on the hard shit, and Humvees would just go out buried to the frame and they wouldn't go anywhere. Like that was it. So we were riding around out there, and we were supposed to do like for Fort Knox, you're supposed to do a patrol base or something for your final thing. Cool. I'm driving, and when you drive a tank, it's a T-handle. You got like a little thing right here to select which gear you want, and you're just like laid back like a lazy boy, and you're just cruising. Like that's the throttle right there on a tank.
Oh, it's a fucking handles?
Yeah, it's just
I want
like
to drive a tank so bad.
and that's how it is. So I was cruising, and you can see fender,
So
and
it's
then
1,
right turn.
2, and then you like back and
So
forth and turn?
it's one single post.
Camera
and you
or
just
open
turn
window?
right,
Camera
turn-
or slot?
slot periscopes. You do.
Fuck those periscopes, dog.
But at night, you can, back in the day, we had an old periscope one. Now they have a flip down thermal, and you have a thermal out the front.
Okay, yeah, I remember
So-
Strikers had the little fucking.
Yeah, we have a little
The
green
worst.
periscope.
That shit,
Oh,
bro.
bro, you can't see nothing.
One time, I didn't fuck with Strikers ever except for one
if you
time.
want it here, I'm gonna show it with baddies. Okay, so this is the striker. So you get. This is your vision on a striker. It's
Oh, hold
like
on,
that,
but it's only this wide too.
And then you're driving at 70 miles an hour, and you're like, "Hey, Big Star, should I turn?" And you, fuck it. You remember driving with thermals at night?
Oh, God. No
Because
depth
there is
perception.
A delay, and there's no depth, and then hard turns on mountain cliffs. You're just like. It was the only time I would get nervous is I was driving in Yakima because I had to drive, and it was like, okay, and turn, because you're like, you can't see left or right. You have a screen,
There's no peripheral. There's
Nothing.
no turning to check your mirrs.
horse blinders, and
Nothing.
it's just turn, and then you'll either hear like, no, your turn, hold on, and you're like,
Slow down.
oh, shit, you're getting yelled at, you're like. And I'm a private, and fucking E7s are yelling at me.
Oh man, yeah. So when you're driving one of those things, like you forget how big it is because it's. I mean, you got 1,500 horsepower gas turbine. Like it's got some beans up underneath the hood. She's
Got some beans. Eli's got some beans.
Hey, don't judge my sayings here, okay?
That's a Mexican thing. It's got Mexicans under the hood. That's crazy.
Got a whole lot of gold.
It's powered by Mexicans. You pop the. ¿Cómo estás?
Hola, señor.
Señor, we are working.
Jesus.
I will never
And
not
I get
love
canceled.
every time Eli, because you don't speak Spanish. That is my favorite fact. That is my favorite thing about
Baddie
you.
closes the hood. He's like, I got some dice and I won him.
Yes! Yes, I own this tank now. In all of its...
Señor, close the hatch.
So we're cruising, and there's an aspen tree in front of me that's probably 6 inches around. I mean, it's a good sized aspen tree, and I'm
Wait, 6 inches is a good size?
like
That sounds like a great size, right?
Great.
for diameter of an
Huge
aspen tree.
inches.
Yeah, 6 inches.
I mean, a solid 6 inch tree.
Jesus, no more measurements for me. Anyways, and there's a tree right in front of me, and I'm like, "Hey, Sarn, I'm gonna hit this tree if I don't move." And he's like, "You're fine." I was like, Should I turn?" And he's like, "No, you're fine." And I just see the gun right over top of me, just kind of turn over the side to be out of the way. And I didn't even feel this tree. It just went down in front of me. I was like, I am invincible. I felt amazing. And then I almost drowned a little while later because like I drove into this like hill. Well, it was like a pond, and I go in, and he's like, "Give it everything she's got." And I'm like, whoosh, everything this fucking tank had. I see the water come up the front slope, and all I see is bubbles in my periscopes, and water starts pouring in through the driver's hatch. So I'm like full throttle with one hand, trying to turn on the bilge pump with the other. Like I'm panicking, severely panicking, and finally I see light in my periscopes, and we just start climbing out of
And
this
now your
fucking
tank's
dough.
full of water?
Oh, yeah.
What do you do when your tank's full of water?
Bilge pump, 50 gallons a minute.
Never mind.
She'll clear herself
Okay.
out real quick.
Jesus Christ, it's just like
Tanks are so fucking
Oh yeah,
cool, bro.
Oh, it just throws it off the side. You ever seen an Abrams bilge pump? It'll just throw it out the side.
yes,
like
all the
25
times when
No,
me and the Abrams were near water in Iraq.
In Iraq.
I know what you're talking about.
jungles of
Very
Iraq,
relatable story.
my bad.
You know when it's just dumping? No, I don't.
I have a very important question.
I have a very important answer.
Where are you going?
Can I get one of those Coronas?
Yeah, oh my God. Well, this is great, because if Eli's not here, there's no point in asking this question.
Okay.
No, what do you mean? Pee faster!
You want to talk about video games?
I was going to ask about fucking...
Jesus.
I forgot I could do this. It's like a secret. Sorry. So,
I've been
okay.
assaulted.
When Eli gets back, eventually, if he ever does
He
come
sits
back,
down to pee, doesn't
he's I mean, okay. Tangent. Sitting down to pee, it's fantastic.
You know, it is really relaxing.
In
You
the
know,
morning when I'm like, if I, you know,
Yeah.
if we're not like, sometimes you just want to chill. At night when I don't want to turn the lights on because I'm tired.
It's a good fuel dump.
See, I don't pee in.
Fuel dump. Yeah, I got them right here. You want a Corona?
I don't pee in the dark.
Oh, that's why I sit to pee.
See, I don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the only time you send pee. I do it to not make a bunch of noise for Sav, and then
You don't want to turn the
also-
light because you don't know which one's the light or the fan. You're like, I'm just gonna guess. I'm not. I'm gonna
Well,
sit.
I just said I'm like,
Fuck it.
I'm
Anyone who
selfish.
says they don't sit to pee is a liar or an idiot.
yeah. And it's easier
Not all the
with
time,
my
but, like-
vagina.
Okay, very important question. What do you think about Titanfall 2?
What?
Titanfall 2.
That's his jam.
I know. What do you think about it, Eli?
Haven't played it in a long time.
Oh, you're missing out.
Well, okay. Nobody's played it in a long time.
I
I'm
played
with
it
you.
last week.
Yeah, well,
Well,
Sergeant First Class. Okay.
randomly, one of our buddies, I fucking told him, one of the guys that used to work at BRCC, he actually started doing his own short with using Unreal 5. He's building out an actual short with real life and Titanfall 2 assets. And he's doing like a fucking really good job. He sent me a clip. I was like, yo, when the fuck did you learn how to do this shit?
That's
He's like,
awesome.
I've just been working on it a while. I was like,
I was bored. I have ADHD. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like-
Hyperfixations are a drug.
dude, it's fucking crazy the level of I told you, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, apparently he's doing, I don't know, I need to watch it like more in depth.
I would love to see that. If you, whenever it gets done, let me know. I will watch that thing in its entirety.
Titanfall 2 is one of the greatest FPSs
mech-
that was ever made.
And it's a fucking shame that it doesn't have a bigger fan base. Titanfall 2, hey, Titanfall, if you want to do it right, do a fucking free-for-all of Titanfall. If you do a Last Man Standing, King of the Hill style with Titanfall, like Warzone or anything, that is that next level.
I think the next thing that's going forward instead of stuff like that is going to be survival shooters. Like your Escape from Tarkov got real big. Like survival shooters is where it's at.
Yeah, I agree. Survival shooters are definitely where
I
it's
think
at.
that's the way forward because battle royales I feel like was a fad and then it's kind of coming down and now it's survival shooters.
I could tell the skin tones are bleeding off from that.
Eli, we left the kitchen light on across the way. I said chat. We left the kitchen light on, so Eli is now going to be mad for the first 45 minutes of this hour and 6 minutes of this podcast.
Well, I was like, man, our skin tones are slightly off, and I couldn't tell why until finally I was like, that fucking, I like look over, I seen that yellow. Sorry, it's fucking
Lighting, yes.
2K rating.
Titanfall changed how FPS works.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It made where you're like doing running and like wall jumping and
That
anything
like
hey,
Advanced
this
Warfare,
works.
COD's first foray,
Yep.
Advanced Warfare, because of Titanfall.
Because Titanfall succeeded at the movement-based shooter. It succeeded
So
at
good.
the grapple better than anybody else. I'm
Oh my
sorry,
God.
fight me.
Finishers, dude.
The finishers in Titanfall are the most brutal things you've ever seen in your life. They are wild. Like for the Legion, you can pick somebody up with a minigun that has bayonets on it and blow a hole through them with your minigun. It's just it's artwork. It's gorgeous.
You just made me realize Titanfall's the reason other companies started incorporating something that
3D
everyone
movement.
hated.
Yeah.
And it was hated outside of Titanfall because other companies
Yep.
were like, yo, we all need to have grappling hooks,
Yep.
sliding, jumping, and running on walls. And then every
Titanfall
company
did
has
it.
now taken that away because Titanfall, it worked. Every other game, they're like, why the fuck did
It's
you
like,
Yeah.
what if all of our guys are wearing exoskeletons now?
Yeah, it was wild.
Call
when
of
it,
Duty? And it like everyone hated that shit.
fucking game Advanced Warfare
oh
was.
God, yes.
Well, because Titanfall is like, it's the cool idea of mechs and soldiers like operate. Dude,
It was the bond. The campaign is. I mean, my only complaint is that it's so short. The campaign with Cooper and BT is arguably one of the best campaigns
Amazing.
of any video game that have ever been made.
Titanfall 2's campaign was amazing. I
Phenomenal.
had so much fun.
God, that's when you do it right. That's why like certain games, Xenogears did like small, big. Titanfall, it's like the quickness of like going from human to mech.
Having calling in your Titan, still one of the coolest.
It's a phenomenal
You hear
feat.
it, you look.
And plus, like on the battlefield, I'm not a running gunner, so I'm kind of like a bitch on foot. And then I just get this 20-foot robot to drop in, and I go from fuck around to find out. Like that's hey, cool. Hey, let me get in this thing real quick.
Go figure. The tanker's like, give me the big gun.
Don't judge me.
You want to see when the next like blast off in military, like people signing up, is when we have Gundams. Everyone will be a gun. I will sign back up in the military. If the United States was like, if a commercial just is like, hey, out there, we need you in these mechanized Gundams. I'm like, yo, what the
I'll be there tomorrow.
Wait, you mean I'm too old? Let me test the shit that doesn't work. And like, maybe there's an upper limit. Test me. If I die, I die. Let's go.
Dude, at the
in.
speed of God. Would be like, I am driving a Gundam. I could be 80. I'm like, let's fucking go. And I get flying into combat. The fastest shit in the world.
What was the movie series with the kaijus and the Gundams, but they weren't Gundams?
So the first movie was phenomenal. Pacific Rim.
Thank you.
Pacific Rim.
Don't even
one-
talk. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Okay, I'm gonna say something. Visually stunning.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I mean
But I can actually,
everything else about it sucked.
I can actually tie that into like my job now, right? So bear with me here.
Are Gundams real?
Stay with me.
you just described Star Wars
The
episode
army
1
made
to me.
Gundams.
So stay with
Visually stunning.
me. When you
episode
fight,
1.
I'm going into missile nerd land here real quick.
Perfect.
All right.
I'm ready.
So when you fight the system, there's three of you. There's the TCA, Tactical Control Assistant, who is ultimately in charge, but it's the NCO side. Then you have the TCO, which is the Tactical Control Officer. Wow, that's hard to say.
Is he a butter bar? Or is he
usually
like,
a butter bar. Sometimes a captain.
farm.
And then in the middle, you have the commo guy, CSO, Communication Systems.
We love
Operator,
commo.
right? And I had a commo guy that I swear to God, he had 3 hands. I watched this dude type in Merc while talking on the radio and troubleshooting something with an SKL.
Oh, he was holding that shit
Bro, he
over
was
here.
phenomenal. His name was Hanson. Best dude I ever trained.
Love you, Hanson.
And so we have ABMLs, which are air battle management levels. And to build these, I've built a lot of air battles. And I built one called Body Bag that I used to train my guys with. And you're out of missiles in like 15 minutes. The only reason I called it Body Bag instead of Kobayashi Maru is there wasn't enough characters in there.
Kobayashi Maru!
Yeah, I couldn't call it Kobayashi Maru. Okay. Like, it was brutal. But anyways, so as you go through these air battle management levels, like once you get to like, I don't know, 8 or 9, you can't fight by yourself. Like I can beast a lieutenant through a level 5. Like I just sit there, shut up, I'll do everything. That's fine, whatever. I'm just clicking away and I'm doing everything. Once you get up there, so for me to like mentally think it was cool, I used to like, hey, this is like Pacific Rim. We're both halves of a brain and we have to work together. So like once you get up there, it's like who has time to do it? It's no longer this is your job.
You guys need to find a 17-year-old kid that's good at Call of Duty right now, and he'll do it all. 100%.
The only downside is the
plug his
number
brain in,
pads.
USB it.
Number pad's upside down. So number 1's on the top left instead of the bottom right. Or maybe
Why?
Raytheon, gonna Raytheon, bro.
I hate that. That's what I'm used to for number pads. It's the tops because that's how I memorize numbers. Is because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh
8,
yeah,
6.
I can to this day like blast. I can blast
Close
through tabs
your-
in
oh,
my
yeah,
brain.
dude.
Yeah.
That's how I memorize numbers. If people are like numbers and I don't pull my phone out to write it down, they're like, well, you know, I was like, no, trust me. I have a sequence in my head and it's my tism takes over. I'm like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
good, got it.
Just start-
like 16 digits. I'm like,
I'll
I
like,
was like, it's a beat.
I'll be reading something and like typing the numbers without looking, and then I like look at the computer. I'm like, those are all the wrong numbers. Fuck. And I'm like, because I'm not used to a regular keyboard. Like, damn it.
Son of a bitch.
But sorry, we were. I have,
Gundams,
I have
fucking mechs,
Titanfall
Pacific
Narnia.
Rim,
I have-
Titanfall.
I have Titanfall Narnia news. So we dove. Are you guys ready to go into?
This I need to. We went down. We dipped our toes in before the podcast.
I am a
but
Titanfall junkie, right? So for those of you who don't know, I have a big old pilot helmet and the words Protocol 3 on my leg. Oh yeah.
we love thigh tattoos around here.
Yeah.
Protocol 3 being protect the pilot. If you've played Titanfall 2, you understand exactly what that means. So,
Pull him out, save him.
very recently, Titanfall, about 6 months ago, was a victim of a DDoS attack, just like Apex Legends.
By the way, just to be clear, Titanfall 2 was still active.
Still active.
Most of you didn't know that, I promise.
Yeah. So out of nowhere, they fixed it. They fixed it overnight. But they didn't just fix it. They didn't just fix the game like, hey, no longer DDoS attack, we're moving on. They did a playlist update. They haven't done a playlist update in 4 years. They put a new game mode in. It's just 3 question marks, and the description says your missiles will blot out the sun. Right? It's a reference to 300.
Yep, I've heard
You know what
of
the
it.
300th day of the year is? October 27th, which is one day after the Titanfall 2 release date.
I was like, I don't. My autistic
Your
son
son
would have.
knows.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's October 27th, Daddy. You would have known to a day. I'm like, cool, right? Thanks.
So they did when originally a lot of the maps had like exploits you could get outside the map, and they patched all those exploits. They've existed for 6 years since the game came out, and they patched them. And when they patched the areas that people were going outside the map, they dropped a little plushie called Nessie in that area, which is synonymous with the Titanfall and Apex universe.
So if you didn't know, Apex is in the Titanfall universe.
Yes,
They're all
same
like
universe.
fucking criminals.
Yes, every time.
Okay, hold on. I did not know this. So
Did you ever wonder why the Apex jet jump packs and everything looked identical to that of Titanfall?
Also,
No?
Valkyrie,
Yeah.
Valkyrie in Apex,
never
you
even-
kill her dad in Titanfall 2. His name is Viper. And every time by the way, every time a Valkyrie in Apex killed me, I went back to Titanfall and killed your dad. I just want you to know that. Every single time.
Did you not know Apex? Apex is just is free for as Titanfall's Battle Royale.
Battle Royale,
Yeah.
but just they were like, we're not going to add the giant mechs
Apex,
into it.
when you
It's a prison island. They're prisoners fighting.
In the campaign, the guy drops a card on the front of your Titan that says Apex on it. Like,
Yeah,
Blisk,
I guess
drops
I
it on-
fucking
yeah.
my dumbass just like breezed through.
oh yeah. So there's that, right? There's that.
Yeah, there's that revelation for you.
There's
They're connected.
that. So everyone's thinking October 27th. Now there are some people, I don't know if I believe this one, that went straight in. So when they reshuffled,
Copium.
when they reshuffled the playlist, right dead center is called, was it The Other Side or Outside or something like that? It's a Red Hot Chili Peppers song,
Yeah,
right?
side.
The Other Side? Yeah. Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
That's going to be
Other
Baddie's
Side?
forte, not
Yeah.
yours.
But that is the 3rd song on that CD. So people are thinking Titanfall 3. But when the new Apex patch, I guess, came out, somebody was digging through the code somewhere and found pretty much a sentence, and I'm paraphrasing here. I'm sure somebody in chat will be able, not in chat,
See?
in comments.
See?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, will be able to correct me on this. It says something along the lines of transmission incoming, operator, was it Nessie, right? And then it says it has 3 number sequences, and then it says ... The first number sequence, when you break it down, is the release date of Titanfall 1. Second one is the release date of Titanfall 2. Third one is the release date of Titanfall 3, and then it says ...
No, the third one is the release date of Apex.
Or Apex, sorry. It's not Titanfall 3. Sorry,
Yeah.
Apex, not Titanfall 3.
And then there's the dot.
Then there's the ... So we're hoping something's coming October 27th, but we don't know.
Really like Titanfall. That's what we're getting.
He's a fucking nerd.
I went down the rabbit hole, man.
As I would say, I would sign up to the military instantly if we got fucking mechs.
Immediately.
You want to know how you get fucking that? You show us mechs.
Build a mech Raytheon. General Dynamics. What the fuck?
They probably already have one. Look, I've worked with some of these companies, and it's just like they're just
So-
waiting for a contract to come around, and then when the contract comes around, they're like, "Yeah, we just started working on this." And I look at it, I'm like,
Dude, $1 trillion. If the army was like, we can't figure out how to recruit people, and then Raytheon's like, oh man, this is so hard. Well, listen to this podcast. Cut us in for 1%. That's all it takes.
0.5%.
Half.
Quarter.
Let us.
"What's
design
0.5%
the
of a
mech.
trillion?"
I will design that as as an artist. You do the engineering. I'll just make him look gangster and do cool shit.
I want
And
Ghost
then-
Flames.
Paint.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want-
and then we just reap the rewards, and then you're gonna watch so many people join overnight. Dear God, the commercial, if it's like, bro, oh my God,
Imagine
That's literally like
imagine
this. It's like-
no. You have the American flag first, and it zooms in. It's a guy standing, saluting, and it's like join the military or whatever. And then it slowly zooms out, and he's standing on the platform where he would climb into the mech, and the mech saluting.
No, Baddie, this. I like it because it's the flag in the background. You have.
You gotta have the flag. No,
And it's the soldier.
No
Oh
eagle
yeah.
sound.
Oh yeah.
No.
You want viral. You
Rock
want
flag
this?
and eagle.
No, you want this? Just a dude. It's like this, and the flag behind him, like right here to the side. He's
Yeah.
like, and then you hear, "Caw-caw." It's like join the military, and you're like, what? And then the mech lands behind him, like fucking just right behind him. Dust kicks up, and that mech's like, and salutes behind him with a bigger flag, and everyone's like,
I like it.
Join the mechanized infantry.
I want you to join. And it just says join. You don't need anything. I just join, and you're like.
I'm going. I'm going.
I would see that commercial. right here, and I just go, I'm like, I gotta go.
I
got
think you're
content.
almost there. I think you're almost there. If you want to appeal to them, just like have the same scene as you described it, but like right between the soldier saluting and the Titan dropping or the mech dropping, just like have the phrase, like some woman in the background just say, "Pilot, prepare for Titanfall," and then it drops, and that's it right there. That's the commercial.
And then do
Only if okay, one more step.
What do we
When
got?
the Titan hits, right? You see it go up to salute. Somewhere on its kick-ass armor, you have like, you remember the old like World War II? They'd spray paint the B-52s and whatever the Mustangs with like the hot chicks.
Oh yeah. The
You
pinup
gotta
girl.
get some,
Pinup girl.
You gotta get a pinup girl somewhere on that Titan.
do we
gotta.
do salute or Degeneration X out of the
Both.
You know,
We gotta
the
know. We
fucking
gotta
pilot?
get. This is again. We have to the young age recruit. It's like, and then both opposite sides. Soldier, Titan.
Let's go. Ready, one dabs this way, the other dabs
Yeah,
that way.
exactly.
Fireworks.
Yeah, and then an eagle hits the screen. It's like, and
Fades to black.
then the military's like, hello, stop her. Hey, line 2. And they're like, it's recruiting out the ass right now.
Buy war bonds.
We just hit our recruiting numbers for 2057.
Everyone wants these, and then
How
you have.
are mechs not real yet?
It sucks.
I think it's necessity. Necessity is the mother of invention, right? Or father of invention, or whatever.
They have the mechs that are now terrifyingly like doing the jumps. They're just human size. Who makes those?
Oh,
Corridor's done videos on them.
Boston Dynamics.
Oh yes.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Jinx, you owe me a blowjob.
Because they're doing same. Jinx, I want to fuck you. Oh.
Well, this just took a turn.
But Boston Dynamics, because now they can run,
Infantry
flip.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like those are doing flips. They're doing all of that. It just, unfortunately, it's that size. But I think we've talked about it. This is the most terrifying thing in the world is you outrun, like a Boston Dynamics. If you've ever watched them run, they're like,
They run like a T-1000.
they just bounce,
Yeah,
but they're not fast. So it is the most terrifying thing. You like have this fucking epic battle and you like finally escape. You don't kill it. You know, no matter what, one day when you look off
will
in the
catch up
distance,
to
you're
you.
just gonna see like doing that stupid run. You're like, no,
God
no,
damn it.
it's still coming. Just so run. Just off. You're like, But Gundams, they're just huge Boston Dynamic robots.
There's got to be somebody
Make them.
at like
yeah, but
one of
with
these.
the neural link. You gotta plug the brain in. If without the brain link, like, is it even a Gundam?
I mean, this is the thing. So tanks talk to you. We call our common phrase for her was bitch and Betty, the SEP V2s.
Wait, what?
So not like full on sentences, but they give you like information. So like when you pop the driver's hatch on an Abrams V2, it'll say driver's hatch open, gun turret drive inactive.
Series in tanks?
Well, yes, it'll say that. It'll like when something
did
happens
this
to you.
happen?
That was 2010 when I got SEP V2s. Yeah, they will. We call her bitch and Betty. She will talk to you every once in a while. Yeah.
That is so fucking. I don't know shit about tanks. I don't know shit about tanks. I don't know shit about shit.
That's fucking ridiculous. I mean, when you think in actual time of like the FBCB2 or the weapon system,
God, fucking Blue Force Tracker, bro.
Oh yeah, the Blue
is
Force Tracker. Or
what is the F weapon system on the Strikers? The MGS2.
Oh yeah, the MGS. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yep.
the MGS system. Like that is an actual terrifying weapon platform when you think about it because you can zoom in thermal. It can zoom into like a mile and be like, oh yeah, here. It's crystal clear.
Good old 50X. Yeah.
And there's no recoil because it compensates for all the recoil with every fire.
105 millimeters.
Absolutely terrifying when you think about it in that aspect because it's like, oh, here's the daylight camera. Okay, go to thermals. There's the human. Okay, how far are they range find? Okay, click. Okay, now it's compensating all that, and you're just like pull trigger. Clink, 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 clink.
It's so crazy. Like, yeah, when you laze somebody in a tank, it does everything for you. Yeah. It does like, windage, elevation, if it's moving. If you're moving, like
That's
you
scary
just,
thinking about like tanks in World War II.
it's wild, man.
Hydraulics and levers. Good luck, bro.
Well, and that's why like the scene from Fury, bro, because they're like, yo, we're gonna lose like 3 tanks for fighting this one German tank because American tanks and English tanks all suck compared to the German military.
We just
And the
had
Panzers,
a fuck ton of them. I mean, we entered, I don't know why I put these, I have an eidetic memory for numbers. Maybe it's like a touch of the tism or something like that. Like I can't remember names to save my life, but numbers. I'm really good with numbers. So
I'm awful.
We entered World War II with less than 500 tanks. You know how many we ended with? Over 64,000 tanks at the end of World War II.
It's crazy. How many Germany ended with? 0, bitch! Got him! Back back to back. Sorry. Still flexing that World War II.
Oh, you know,
And one. One and two. The
One and
Germans
two.
back
just
to
can't-
back,
yeah.
baby.
I had a British guy.
We can't just do this. This is not working for us.
I had a British guy in my comment section was like, he was talking shit. He's like, you Americans, you think that the war didn't exist until you joined, but then you joined right at the end. And I was like, no, we joined and made the end happen. That's what fucking happened. And they don't like when I say that. Like, we didn't join at the end, we joined and then the end happened.
Sorry,
That's-
you all had it under control.
we don't want to talk about the London
London
Brits.
firebombing.
Yeah, it was just
Sorry, that's rude.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, when you look at it, it's like, yes, the war was going on, but then you had...
Like a full year.
We had, yeah, and then the shit we would do with like when the beaching of Normandy, and then on the the other coast, we set up the fake just balloons, literally balloon tanks, balloon equipment. You know about this, Baddie? It was just balloons, and we're like, just make it look like we have
A lot of wood too. A lot of wood artillery pieces.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it was just fake. And then they're like, oh, they are going here, and that's where they're going to be landing for the beaching of Normandy, because Normandy wasn't the one we were supposed to go. We faked it to. I forget where the original.
Doesn't matter. We won.
Yeah, that was a whole lot of smoke and mirrors with that. Have you guys ever heard of the Battle of
They
Loom?
also got before you go on
Go
that,
ahead.
the shit on of the one company that did go towards the bad area, and
Yeah.
they just like all of Germany was like, there they are, and they did murder that fucking like battalion because it was a sacrificial. It's like, hey, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of
like
the few.
them Rangers climbing Point du Hoc is like
Oh, bro,
70
that's
bro.
fucking
shit.
insanity.
I can't imagine, like, climbing a rock face over the ocean is scary anyways, but now you have MG-42s fucking spraying at you. Like, the balls those men had is fucking wild, bro. Like, it's insane, but like,
You good, Steve?
yeah, like, you're climbing a sheer cliff towards machine
That's
guns.
what I taught people how to do in the army. Mountain warfare.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah. I was stationed literally the mountain warfare. So I was an advanced assault climber. So lead climbing without ropes. I set the ropes on the way up. So I was a lead climber.
No shit.
Yeah.
Baddie's a badass.
I didn't do anything though. I was just a school junkie.
You know, Baddie's badass. He's out here. He said your Purple Heart don't mean shit, bro.
That's I
No,
say
it
it
doesn't.
literally every episode. I really do. Crispy!
It means nothing.
It means nothing.
Me and Crispy have the same medal.
It means a great parking spot at some
yeah, Applebee's, thank you.
Oh no.
Oh man, no. So
What?
the
My
battle.
mic made a click when I did this.
Oh, it's been moving
broke
the
it?
entire time. I already watched.
Yeah, well, I've been watching it move, but I'm just wondering how it sounds.
Oh, good. We'll just say it sounds good. Mine's good. Mine's clicked in.
Okay, your story.
Okay, sorry. The Battle of Remagen, the Battle of Remagen at Ludendorff Bridge. It was when America was trying to cross the Rhine. The Rhine was like our last big thing before we could get to
Entering
fucking
Germany.
Berlin, right?
Yeah.
It was a
Or
big
Berlin,
deal.
yeah.
And the Germans were like, oh, we will get across this bridge and then we will blow it up. And they put like 500 pounds of explosive, but only 200 went off. So the bridge was like still there. And there was I can't remember the name of the commander. He was just like, I want that bridge. Kill everything. I just fucking want the bridge. So he starts rolling like a whole division across this motherfucker. Like there was German snipers in a boat on the Rhine, and he just turned to Sherman and just fucking murked him. Like this dude, just no mercy, right? But this is the thing. They start moving these, and this is like our air defense thing because I'm an air defender, right? And they move a bunch of quad 50s, which I love the quad 50. It's so widely
What
used.
is the quad 50?
It's
It's
450.
450
Okay, I'm
caliber.
just making sure because that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I'm also an infantryman.
That's why they did it that way. That's the army. They're like glued them together and like, what do we call it? 450s. No, think of another word. Quad.
The quad 50.
I love it.
And then he slapped it. He's like, deal.
We're gonna do this. It's like I think the quad 50 is like 1,600 rounds a minute, and they had once they took this bridge, they
2,400 rounds a minute.
is it 2,400? Okay,
Yeah,
2,400
22 to
round a minute.
24, yeah.
They had
'Cause 800.
over 100 of these things protecting that bridge, and Germany did not like that the Americans had the bridge. They were like,
Could you
must-
make the quad 50?
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay.
They did
Just
that in
checking.
Vietnam along with the MG or the
But
M42.
Put it back up, Baddie.
Oh,
Put
yeah.
the quad 50 back up.
There we go.
There it is. This is German.
And that's how I get banned right there, folks.
Back to rolling
Thank God I am not blonde. Jeez, if I imagine if I was blonde,
Baddie's like,
green
what,
eyes,
here?
brown hair.
No, a little further out.
What's the angle?
So they push all these guns across. It was like 100 of these fucking guns. They also had anti-air like flak artillery, and I mean they were like, we need to hold this bridge. Like whoever was in commander of like all of American forces, like keep that bridge no matter.
That guy was like, that's my bridge now.
Yeah, that is our bridge. 7 divisions, by the way, came across the bridge of Remagen, right, or the bridge at Remagen. And so, like, the Germans obviously real pissed off. Like, they need to destroy that bridge, yeah. And I don't know why I said yeah. Fuck it. Like my German's not great. Okay, and
it was wonderful.
So first they're like, they send BF 109s, the Stukas, cool, whatever. They send those, and those get fucking bodied. What they failed to realize, is the guns that were protecting this had literally like a week beforehand finished the Battle of the Bulge. So like these guys were not just like, oh hey, I'm a green guy on a brand new quad 50. These are fucking murderers. Like, these are just like, oh, we are here to kill Germany. All of it. The whole thing. So they sent like Messerschmitts, the first jet ever powered aircraft, and they got fucking murked. By the time it was done, like 5 days, they'd lost over 100 aircraft trying to take back the bridge, and they never fucking took it. Just Americans fucking them up the entire time. Yeah. The Ludendorff Bridge at Remagen.
That's fucking gangster. Oh, so yeah, Germany was the first one to have a rocket powered.
Yes, the Messerschmitt 262, I think is what it's called.
See, that's fucking crazy. That is a time, and that was like a soul defining. Like that is a game changer.
One time I played Call of Duty 2. That was the one. That was World War II.
Oh,
I don't
yes.
know if anyone cares.
It's weird. Call of Duty never lets you play the Nazis.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Did you? I mean,
okay? No,
when you play zombies, technically, because the zombies are
you
from
did a lot.
Nazis.
It was Russia. You went to
Russia.
The 3. Yeah, it was Russia, English, and
because they're not going to be like the loading scene. It's like special camp, and you're like,
oh no!
Remember, Call of Duty really did this.
Remember, no Russian.
Yeah, and now even no Russian, they're like, ooh, we can't do that.
I remember releasing that. It's like, hey, this game has a scene that's gonna make some people mad. Do you want to play it? You're like, yeah.
And then you're like,
oh, it was bad. Did you ever play the? I think before Call of Duty, what was it called? Medal of Honor, right?
Yeah,
Medal of Honor.
absolutely.
They made one about Afghanistan. And they
Medal of Honor. So Medal of Honor, that was the
Medal of
Honor. So you had Medal of Honor 1, 2, 3, PlayStation, and then PlayStation 2. And then what you're talking about is in the PS3, PS4, PC era, they released Medal of Honor, which was a Afghan. And they did it was a
great game.
Dude,
it was a really good game.
That was their first time going
I stopped
military.
fucking with PlayStation stuff around with PS3.
Well, I played it on Xbox. So I think it was out on Xbox.
Okay. Damn, I missed this.
So like,
it's good.
They wouldn't sell it on base because they were worried about like triggering veterans and shit. And like, I got done with Afghanistan and I was like, fuck that. I ain't no bitch. I'm gonna play this game, bro. Running through the villages and you hear people speaking Pashto and I could understand it. I was like. Right. It fucked with me a little bit.
Like it was 2010, 11.
Yeah,
right?
10, 11. Yeah, right around there.
Like you have a nighttime. You ride in a fucking the quads into that sniper mission. Because Baddie, you go in as a sniper, so you're outer corridor and you're protecting your team as they're going in. Your 50 cal, if you switch to your the M2, the Barrett, it fucking blows their head up when you're hitting them. Bro, like you just see this. It's like they're like, miss their head, entire head gone. You're like. This is the most gangster.
Like it was just ruthless, man. You're like a tier 1 asset in fucking Afghanistan right at the beginning of the war. That's what the whole video game is about. And you're just
Glock 18C is your sidearm, so you have your full auto Glock. Dude, it is like
it's a good game.
Full auto Glock sidearms.
Yeah, dude, it is like one of the best. Like everyone's bearded. in the story. It's a good fucking game.
Oh shit, Dice was a part of this.
Yeah, dude, it is.
It was a great game.
One of the best military style, especially in that time, because that was the first time going back into like. Wars or modern warfare, but that one was like, hey, Medal of Honor was like, let's try modern warfare essentially, and they did it with that, and it fucking clapped.
It was good, but a lot of people didn't touch it because like there was a lot of negative press about it. Like, oh, they're pandering to, or not pandering to veterans. They're like triggering modern veterans, and they're dealing with a modern fight. And honestly, like I played it, it was great. The campaign was great. I didn't really like the multiplayer too much. I don't even know if it had much of a multiplayer aspect. I didn't play too much of it.
I didn't.
Campaign was phenomenal, and then I just never touched it again. But like. They put a lot of effort into it because you're running through villages like chasing some fucking asshole, and like people are saying some pretty interesting things to you in Pashto that I could understand. Like, oh, he just called me a derogatory term for a homosexual. That's what. Yeah, it was wild, man.
And that is such a good game. The feel, everything. Man, I forgot about that.
It was
game.
a good game, man.
All together, like that is. It was a genre-defining one. Those are the games, stories, history. That's what I love. I'm like, okay, here we go. This is the like. These little it's changing how, especially at that time, as you're saying, there was controversy because it was different. And now it's like, hey, here's the Afghan war. Here's how the operators were doing.
Yeah.
You're all bearded, cool guys. You're going in planes. You're doing that stuff. But it was awesome being like, if you've deployed, you're like, holy shit, this is fucking cool. This is how this is probably like if you're a civilian or you don't know. But the vets were like, yeah, this is pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, they put a lot of effort into it.
But
They
if
put a
you
lot.
did the sniping missions, you'd be like, yo, this is pretty fucking.
Yo, the sniper mission, yeah, you got like this thermal. You're across a valley. They're on another mountain. Oh, bro, it's good.
Dude, you're Overwatch
It's
and you're
good.
just fucking
It's
tagging.
beautiful.
It's killing squirters. That like your job is it's like, yo, squirters going
Dude's running
east.
off.
Yeah, yo, squirter fucking 20 yards that way, and you're just like, I got you, bros.
His leg's gone.
And you take like a quad out to
Yeah.
that area. Dude, you have to like ride a
Really?
quad out to your spot.
Yeah, you're being like a cave rat too. You're like like moseying through Afghan caves and shit with NVGs and freaking PEC 15s and shit. And oh, bro, it's a good game. Like if
No shit.
Anyone-
I 100% missed this game.
Yeah, Medal. What was it?
Medal of Honor.
Was it
It's
just Medal of Honor?
I promise you, just look up
It's-
Medal of Honor.
It was followed up by Medal of Honor Warfighter. It
Yeah.
was just Medal of Honor.
And it's the cool guy with the beard on the
Yeah.
front, black. Yeah, I remember that cover, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is such a good game. Those are the
Damn.
stories. Like we're just now getting the good military stories. It'll be interesting watching movies get made and then video games about the goings on of now, because we have like the Battle of the Bulge, we have the World War II.
World War II
I.
has been done so much. It's kind of funny.
Vietnam's never.
Well, it has, but it was like shit, like the original Black Ops, and then what was the other? Shell Shocked. That was a huge.
fuck.
That was.
I don't think I ever played Shell Shocked.
That was a phenomenal game again, but yeah, even then, Vietnam is still so recent that it's like, look how often we touch World War II games, constantly going back to
yeah.
World War II, World War One even.
Yeah, we'll touch World War One now in Modern Warfare, like because COD's like, hey, like
What was the last big Korea game? Was it like Mercenaries?
I never played a video game about the war in Korea. I know like Korea was. It's often referred to as the Forgotten War. And when I dug into it while I was there in Korea, like Task Force Smith, The Chosen Reservoir, like
a
that
lot
was
of history
brutal.
gets, and it sucks because a lot of history does get lost in the sauce with these, and you have like epic battles when like my buddy Luke, he's did Drunken Debrief, the original series, and he has so many stories that he wants to tell, and when he starts talking about these military stories or in parts in history, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, yeah, this is actually like how this played out. If it's the Civil War to Korea War to Vietnam, like Vietnam has so many gangsters. Like Hamburger Hill is one of the most crazy ideas for. It shows you how incompetent the military is. They're like, we need that hill. Why? Because we want it. Does it serve any purpose? Is it like
is it strategic? Yep.
No. 7 or is it 90% casualty rate?
Yeah, Hamburger Hill was.
90% casualty rate, like 92. It was something ridiculous. Where
Bottle opener, my good sir.
that is the casualty rate, and it's just to get and conquer this hill, which we left after
What was it, like 15 days?
15 days.
I think it was like 15 days.
It was a battle up a fucking hill that had no purpose, a 92% casualty rate, and then at the end of it, in 15 days, we're like, okay, and we ditched it.
Have you ever heard of Task Force Smith in Korea? A lot of people haven't.
No.
And it's like, again, it's part of the forgotten. So when I was in Korea, and I got Korea stories. But so when I was in Korea, I was in Suwon Air Base, which we commonly refer to as Shawshank. If you've ever been to Suwon Air Base, it looks like a fucking prison. It's a Korean air base, and there's there's just an
Is
American.
everything that green color? Everything's painted that green.
No,
like
it
that
looks
sad,
like it's all
depressing-
like brown, and like there's concrete walls with razor wire on top of it. So we call it Shawshank. And so I was in Korea, and right there is the Task Force Smith Memorial. So I went to it, and I was like, let's check this out. It's like right down the street.
Habitual
Why the fuck?
Linecrosser left there.
So I go to it, and it's all about what the Americans did. And then like it's really cool if you go to it in the back. There's like an area you just hit a button. There's like a terrain map, and you hit a button, and there's like projectors that show the whole battle and how it happened. And Task Force Smith was just a ramshackle unit that didn't exist. The army was just like, you go, you go, you go. Like these were like supply personnel and just random fucking people. And they were like, hold out as long as you can. We'll come save you. And Task Force Smith, everyone either was killed or captured. And they held Suwon for like 5 days. They had like, just like some minor guns, and they held off tanks and artillery. They held so the American forces could mass in Busan and then push north. Task Force Smith held off like North Korea, like all of it by them fucking selves.
And it wasn't even like it wasn't the fighters. It was like random dudes.
just
and
random
like, hey,
fucking people.
go. You're needed. This
Yeah.
is probably
Damn.
not strategic at all. Was
Yeah,
it?
no, they just said Task Force Smith, hold that line as long as you can, and they just left them there.
And they all
Remember how we
died.
started this podcast
Either
talking about
died
the
or were
things-
captured. Yeah. Yeah.
Remember how we started this podcast talking about the things the Army does well? The things the Army doesn't do well?
Combat.
Yeah.
But we also are the best at it sucks because we do the dumbest shit. Like you hear those stories and you're like, how the fuck are you the world's power when you also do these?
Because you got to remember, the
Yeah.
rest of the world also has a bunch of 18-year-old idiots trying to.
Like, hey, we've just done war longer than any
We're really,
other
really
nation.
good.
Well, I think China might have something to say with
Dude,
that.
well, no, what's crazy is
China's been at war for like.
But they're waging an economic war, if I can be honest. Every time we leave somewhere, they move in with business suits and like, we're going to buy your shit.
motherfuckers, the U.S. isn't that old.
Yeah.
no, but we
China has dynasties that have been fighting wars with each other.
Where is it?
The Great Wall, since the Great Wall of China, Mongolia. Come on now.
22 years of peace in America's entire history.
That's it. That's what's crazy.
not crazy.
22 years of
That's
peace.
pretty crazy. Okay,
We-
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay. Reveals that the United States has been at war for about 225 years of the 243 years that it has been a country since 1776.
Oh, so we're overdue is what we're here. Oh,
Where, yeah.
We are good at war. Jesus fuck. Because other countries, and they don't fight on our scale. That's what's crazy. We fight at like the Civil War. We lost more individuals in the Civil War than World War II and World War I.
Yep. We kick our own ass when you don't come fucking want the smoke, man. Like,
Ain't nobody can kill more of our people than us.
yeah, we will fuck ourselves up.
We get bored, we fight each other.
Bro, like,
We need to go find a war, otherwise we'll fight each
Yeah,
other.
otherwise, yeah. And then that's what's fucking crazy about America. And that's why you have this. By one count, the United States has been at war sometime between 93.5% of its calendar years. For 100% of our calendar year, 93 we be fighting. And you wonder why we're so good at it.
we
It's
are.
like,
I said it in one of my videos. We're not a war tribe. We're 50 war tribes in a trench coat with a defense budget big enough to fight God.
The green is when we're not at war. It's like
Is it right now?
Are we in green right now? Are we due?
We are overdue. It's
Oh,
been
we are
minutes.
We're green.
It's been literal minutes.
it's a sliver of green.
We're a sliver of green.
Well, that's gonna change. And with that, thank you for watching this great podcast. As always, we have Eli Double Tap, myself, Baddie's Dreams, and our wonderful. Thank you so much for coming out,
Of
buddy.
course, thank you guys so
Habitual
much.
Linecrosser. Where can everybody find you online on the internet?
Habitual Linecrosser on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
All right, cool. Well, fuck shit. That was easy. We'll see you all over on the after show on Patreon in seconds. Bye.